have some too.
Those are brilliant books.
Well, that's going to be great to do Tales because we're doing, I think, three of them from there.
Okay.
And I think the other ones are from 2nd edition.
Fun.
I think, and one of them's from 4th.
The one that I know everyone is about that I still want to play again is Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, 3rd edition.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
It's an epic. It's a classic.
Yeah. Why people don't want to? Well, what we should do is
It's because it's played too much, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
At least back in the day, it was. I don't know about
because it was the one with vampires and
and
succubi and
exactly. And people wanted to play it for the
vampire
parts
RP.
of the game.
Oh wow.
How many one of the part with one?
I had no sandpaper.
Whoa!
On the end of my toilet roll,
It now has
I put
disease.
sandpaper. I'm like, want to play a game.
Only way to truly get clean.
5th grade.
Dude, I like this. I'm trying to look up furballs and it's like, oh yeah.
It's like gravel.
A bag of gravel, yes.
Fish gravel.
Alright, let's get the introductions out of the way. Welcome to another...
Who are you?
I was about to get to that, but we are the chairman of the board!
Where?
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're
I
making...
thought Carrot Top was.
That movie was trash.
That's
There was the only movie Carrot Top ever was a lead in. Called Chairman of the Board, and I'm surprised you even know that movie.
That's kind of
Yet not surprised in the same breath.
That's fine.
And this is our session 0, so we are going to be playing. Well, let's introduce everybody. I'm your host, the RPG guy, and with me is the ever-changing emulated name of Terry Hesticles, which is Brian.
Hi.
Commander Plunge, which is Sean. Lovely Me Plus,
Hello.
which is Maze.
Which is
And our mascot, and our sweet mascot,
Be careful.
who's sitting below me, the sweet gold dragon Maze. Who's our little puppy girl. She's just hiding out. And I will be the DM, and what we've done...
Drago puppy.
Yeah. Didn't bring what?
Need a pen?
No.
Oh, that pen.
Pen.
Oh, darn.
And for this session, we will be basically what I did and what I'm planning on doing in the future, because a new one of these just came out, is these are books that have a bunch of like modules from the history of D&D. This is the first one that ever came out called Tales from the Yawning Portal. They just put out there's like 4 or 5 of them now that each have special thematics, and maybe I'll pull them out and combine everything, in a sense, to this one overarching story. However, they're different characters, but we're kind of, in a sense, building our own universe. Using the Tales of the Yawning Portal as a starting point to do that. So, because I know a lot of people who complained about Tales of Yawning Portal, and their complaint is kind of, I don't know what to do with it, other than make trial runs for my characters, bro. And it's like, then don't make trial runs for characters. Find a way to connect everything. And that's what we've done.
One type of gnome?
We will connect everything. No, there's different types if you look up the...
No, I'm trying to see it, but in this book it only has forest gnome here.
No.
Oh, rock gnomes there.
It should have rock gnome too, right?
Yeah, there's a rock gnome there. I didn't see it.
Okay, but I think there's other gnomes, if you want. We can look that up.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Okay, let me...
So that was a forest gnome last time, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be a rock gnome this time. Actually, that would be a good idea, because I'm a barbarian.
Well, yeah.
Constitution scores increased by 1.
Okay, so yeah, there's forest, rock, and gnomes with the mark of scribing, which gives you an intelligent charisma score and a couple of small magic spells.
Nope.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like what you're aiming for here, right?
Rock gnome.
So you're just gonna play Jack Black.
Yeah. I'm Bink the Blinker. I want to be a stoner barbarian gnome.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, what did you find?
Interesting.
What'd you find?
According to this wiki, of which there are like a dozen, Kenku speaks Orin and can understand but cannot speak Common.
Hmm. Well, that's going to be if you want to roleplay it that way. I will allow you to speak. Well, you're a wizard. You can actually... Wizards can...
Does he speak bird?
Yeah.
And I talk to animals?
Yes. There you go.
I fuck rocks.
And so everybody here's creating a different character. There's going to be 3 characters primarily for the start of this campaign. If you haven't figured some of it out, Brian is making from my understanding, you're making a...
Rock, gnome, barbarian, stoner.
And then we want to figure out what direction of barbarian you want to go by
Yeah.
level 2.
I'm getting all the traits of...
No worries, no worries. And we're going to do our rolls in just a moment. We're just making sure we know what everybody wants to do and be before, committing to rolls. Because it's the 3 of you, I'm going to use the same rules as last time to make your heroic builds. So you'll get to roll 5 times, right? And what you'll do is and you cannot have a roll that has anything under 10. And if you roll less than 10, you can just re-roll those dice.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's fine.
So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done 5 times. But instead of taking numbers this way and this way, you're only going to take them this way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
I mean, it gives you less options, but I figure you're more experienced.
We'll figure it out.
But if the rolls are really that horrible, then we might make a change to that. So,
5d6,
and then,
right?
Commander, you're making a Kenku wizard?
I'm making a wizard, probably necromancer, maybe Kenku.
Maybe Kenku. Okay, and Meeps, you're making
I think a furball.
Furbolg druid? Okay. That'll be fun because druids are fun to play. If you take the time to put in and piece it all together. It's a little bit of micromanagement, but
Well, you said I have to save the other ones, right?
you don't have to. You can play whatever you want. What do you want to play? I mean, it's up to you.
Play a paladin that's
And name him the Crinkle.
a domain.
I mean, you can share your ideas if you want.
You can make Dora from Dark Souls, guy that worships the sun. I love that guy.
Solara.
I love that guy.
Oh, hail the sun.
How could you miss my symbol? It's brighter than hell.
Okay, further along in the same page it says Kenku had their own language, typically spoke Common.
Okay. Then yeah, you would speak Common. And Kenku by default.
Okay, I'll never start rolling. Can I have a piece of paper to roll it? To write my shit down?
Yes.
I just need a blank piece of paper. Yeah.
Commander came prepared. He's excited for this.
I mean, I always bring this.
Have you seen the angle of his little thing?
Angle of...
Your, whatever this is called? Saying you have a boner. Because you're that excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah!
Well, what were you thinking?
You're like the first person ever!
Probably shouldn't do the legacy.
Wait a minute, this paper confuses me!
If you want.
This is like this?
Big margin at the
Then
top.
there's the frog and the rabbit.
Like that?
What?
It's up to you.
Oh.
I mean, the frog
I hate this paper.
would be another caster. So you'd have 2 casters.
But thank you.
That
Aren't
might-
druids casters as well?
No, they're in the middle. They're definitely a middle tier cast. They have some magic, but not a lot.
And there's the rabbit and monk, which you said would be better for the carnival one.
No, you. I thought you said that, but it doesn't matter. You could. It comes from the carnival book. Doesn't mean it would be better. That campaign, you can take all the combat out of it, and the whole thing that the rabbit class is that it can jump around and do. It's up to you. Druids are very much like. They're like
We roll 5d6, right?
4.
Oh, 4?
And then you roll 4d6.
What?
And then you take the lowest number away, and those 3 give you the number. Yeah.
I remember doing it in a different way. I don't know.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I guess.
So like you
No, I understand.
you're a wisdom build.
Oh, no.
So you get some magic, but you notice that's not a lot. You know, over here. There's not a lot going on over here. You mostly get your druidic circles features as you level, and you can turn into animals and creatures and use their stats to attack with. And they're kind of like a buffer for your own health. So you're kind of like how a warlock is in between like a cleric. You know, like how clerics can fight and they can stand on the front line. Druids are kind of, they're not as great at that, depending on how you play it. There's much more flexibility with how you play druid. Because remember, when you take a creature form,
Druids are lofty creatures or lofty characters. There's people that are very like kind of word built, but they're also very close in attention. Because if you don't play the druid right, then you're not going to get close to druid. That makes sense.
So they're kind of autistic.
Yeah, a little bit. They're a little hard. They're a little harder to play because of the meticulous effort
nature, yeah.
of nature.
you have to keep track of like what your animal forms are, what statistically they can do.
I've never played a druid because of that reason.
Yeah, wild shape is like a third of the druid's play style. Then you have the other third, which is magic, and then the final third is the kind of the archetype of the role playing element of them. So like druids, for example, consider why your character has such a close bond with nature. Perhaps your character lives in a society where the old faith still thrives, or is raised by a druid after being abandoned in the depths of a forest. Perhaps your character had a dramatic encounter with the spirits of nature, coming face to face with a giant eagle or dire wolf, and surviving the experience. Maybe your character was born during an epic storm or a volcanic eruption, which was interpreted as a sign of that you should become a druid, and that it was part of your character's destiny. Those are examples of how druids kind of become such, right? And then it's just these characters who have this close embrace to nature, and it could be something as you have lived your entire life in the woods or in a forest or some in the middle of a marsh or in the mountains or wherever, and because of that and your encounters with maybe some legendary beast or something, you've decided or found this druidic power within you. And druids are some people try to play druids like Captain Planet, and that's probably the wrong way to play a druid, right? Yeah. They're always about, I will stop the evil factory from producing this sludge, blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. It's more about the druid's point is more of its connection to nature.
So if the roll's lower than 10, I roll it?
After you remove the lowest dice. Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Does that make sense?
I know. And
sometimes your decision making would be based on that. Like it might influence the way your character behaves. Let's say you're a druid, a druid who comes from the forest. Anything that's killing the forest, you would be very strongly against.
Like burning wood at a forest fire.
Yeah, like trying to let's say these guys wanted to set a forest on fire to make the evil witch that lives in it run out. You would not be okay with that. That would probably go against your character's personality. You were a druid that respects the forest.
So this wiki page has a nice summary for building a Kenku.
Okay.
It cites two sources. One is the Monsters of the Multiverse, and the other is Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Okay, which we have both of those.
Volo's Guide seems to be more strict.
One of them, yeah, that one came first. Then the Monsters of the Multiverse came second.
So, for example,
I would use the second one if the first one was too astringent.
The Volo's Guide, the stricter one, says, where's it good? Okay, Kenku training. You're proficient in your choice of two of the following skills. Lists 4 skills. Then in the Monsters of the Multiverse, it says your proficiency in 2 skills of your choice.
Instead of 1? Wait.
You can choose among all of the skills rather than just 4 or 5.
Oh, well, he's the one from the multiverse.
Yeah. So like
You
I
can
said,
pick
it's
it-
just a little more.
Yeah, you can pick
legal.
and you can pick and choose from either of those. I could care less. I mean, it's
Okay.
not going to inhibit what I do, and it's
Yeah.
not going to overpower you by any stretch of the imagination. Because if it does, I have my ways. 50 hobgoblins run into a room. No, I'm kidding. God, Nick, you're such a jerk.
Arsenic pyromancer comes into play.
So what do you think?
Dog pile
Should I
master.
pull up Furbog?
Shit pyromancer.
You don't have your books on.
Shit.
I have it here. You can pull it up here.
Shit or fire. I don't know how to say that. He's like a poop bender.
Poop bender.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a solid, right? So that you have to be an earth form to do that, or an earth type to do that. Poop bend.
Or be a waterbender.
Yeah, it depends on the type of poop.
Okay, so Furbogs are
You
kind of
just suck all the
interesting.
dirt water out and you leave a rock behind.
Furbog's ability score increase when determining character scores. You can increase one score by 2 and increase a different score by 1, or you can increase 3 different scores by 1. You can't raise any of your scores above 20. I'll take a beer.
Guava colada. Is
12.
that off limits?
I
Well,
think it's just the
That's for now.
10,
What else do we have
15.
in here? Curiosity.
Okay, I
maybe
got these. I
send
got pretty
people into
decent
the
scores.
other one.
And I can just assign these numbers anywhere I want.
You can play the
yeah.
Flash if you
Okay,
want.
so those are my numbers.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and you hear... Oh, wow. You just rolled really good out the gate.
Yeah.
No problem.
I mean, you still technically have... You know how you did it this way?
Yeah.
You've got 4 more you can technically do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll do that then.
Because it's just the 3 of you, and it keeps me from having to overscale, descale.
So I can pick it from any of those numbers then, right?
No. Any column.
Yeah. Oh, so like.
So you can roll an entire another set, and if that's better than your last set,
Okay, I know what you mean.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's just because of the nature of there's 3 of you, I'm willing to allow that. I don't even know why I have this up. I don't need this up right now. I'm gonna put it away.
Force a habit.
Yep, force a habit.
It's how many d6 at a time?
4. Alright, sweetie. So let's take a look. Your Furbog.
What's your names?
If you're gonna make a druid, you don't get any movement bonuses. So they move 30 feet. So if you want to start that, you can move. Speed is 30.
I'm not good with those numbers. I'm not gonna read.
What's up?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Well, I won't say anything until you make a decision. But if you have questions, let me know. I can answer
Can
them
you
for you.
pull up the rabbits?
Oh god, what are they called? Hopalog?
Oh, they have a
Hopalogons?
rabbit
Hair.
archetype in Magic now. They have a whole deck based on it. It's coming out August 2nd.
It's hair something.
They
or
basically
another.
did a collab with Red Wall.
H-A-R-E something something something.
Okay.
You know what Red Wall is?
Hearingon.
Paragon.
Oh,
I like it. It's like
It's,
I thought it was. I
a
pronounced it
world
the
of
first time I read that
animals,
as here and
like,
gone.
Right.
written in medieval times. So like,
And they're like anthro? Or.
no, they're animals, but they can like talk and speak like a human.
Oh.
And the whole series is called Red Wall, and it's about this castle that these creatures live in. And it's like this impenetrable fortress, but sometimes people try to invade it, and all this bullshit happens. It's a huge world about it. I read pretty much all the books as a child. They're by Brian Jocks. It's a fantastic series. But they did a collab with Magic now, and they're gonna have a squirrel deck, a rabbit deck, something else, and something else. A squirrel squirrel decks are nasty, dude. Chitterfang is not to be fucked with.
All right,
Oh,
so
shit, can you give me a cast? Could you give me a beer? Please? I'm sorry.
I'm good.
I'm good. Okay. Just giving them a hard time like I usually do. So, what should I put in this?
Oh, thank you, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
So what's the array? It's 5x5 or 6x something grid.
It'll be 5x5 grid, but you're only going to use the stuff that goes horizontal. He already did his columns, so you can just leave it that way. So you want to look at the Harangon, Eeps?
Next.
Oh, they're in both books now. They put them in Mordecai Presents Monsters of the Multiverse and The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So they get, they move 30 feet. You get your choice of being a medium or small creature.
And we remove the lowest dice.
The lowest dice.
Oh man, talk about a hard race. Dark elves.
Yeah. Jeez. You are a humanoid. You get the same ability scores that the Furbolg does. Bonuses. Hair trigger. You can add your proficiency bonus to your initiative
Get
rolls.
it? Hair trigger.
He owns guns. Lucky footwork. When you fail a dexterity saving throw, you can use your reaction to roll a d4 and add it to the save, potentially turning a failure into a success. A success, you can't use this reaction if you're prone or your speed is 0. So in a sense, if you throw a dex save out and you fail it, you technically can use lucky footwork and roll a d4 and add whatever numbers to that roll if you want to make you better at dodging. Rabbit hop. As a bonus action, you can jump a number of feet equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus without provoking opportunity attacks. You can use this trait if your speed is greater than 0. You can use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses after finishing a long rest. So that's pretty much like you can just jump really high in the air.
Right.
When you want. Languages, you can read or speak, read, and write common, and one other language that you and your DM agree is appropriate for the character. Player's Handbook has a list of languages to choose from. The DM is free to modify that list for a campaign. And that's really all there is to that. You could make a little bunny rabbit. Who knows?
It looks like she's eating.
Mace, what are you doing? I have to sit over my mom if you keep doing that.
No, anything but that.
What are you up to? Yes, it's Uncle Brian. Hey!
I told
hey!
you.
No! No! Bad dog. You don't growl at Uncle Brian. I don't know why you do that. Why do you only do that?
No, trust me. It's all dogs. I know why. Don't worry.
He senses your fear.
No.
Stop it, you big... Nobody's afraid of you.
Yeah, my fear.
He's not afraid of you. He's not afraid of you one bit. No. 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 How are you going to get treats from him if you're going to keep growling and barking at him? He's the treat master. Trying to be sweet. It's failing hard. You can kiss me all you want. It's not going to make it any better. Down to the pit you go. Tiny dragon. Leave it. Wait.
Low
Leave it.
roll leader.
What campaigns are we gonna do in the future?
Well, I want to do the one. Actually, after this one, I was thinking of doing the water thematic one, depending on how we do with this.
So I should save my frog.
That's the only one you should save, and all the others are fair game. It just depends on your temperament and what you want to do. And also, the theme for this one is dungeon delving. So there's it's going to be a lot of dungeon delving. So for lesser people who've not played D&D as much, there's going to be a lot of traps. There's going to be a lot of pits and rooms to explore. There's going to be a lot of fighting.
Search for traps.
Find nothing. You just give the stare. You find nothing.
Roll 20? No? Okay, you find nothing.
That's the funniest one. And then you move one step. A trap springs! Bullshit! So, I mean, it just depends on what you know. You don't need to think about the party at the end of the day. There's still going to be role-playing elements. There's still going to be characters you have to interact with and all of those things. So,
You actually make a whole fucking character.
to make a what?
Make a whole fucking character.
Well, you just need to start with the foundation of what you want to play. You want to play a Furbolg, a Druid, or did you want to play a Haragon? Or did you want to look at some other stuff?
My problem with this is it's loud.
It is very loud. Well, if it was painted, it might dull the loudness.
that fell on the stairs.
Yeah. I'd have to do that.
Each individual step.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, I mean, what kind of character do you want to play?
I don't know.
Well, you still have time to think about it. You want to look at more races or other classes? Okay, well, classes I think are easier to pick than the races, are harder to pick. Because that's mechanically what you're playing, right? I would think. What do you think?
I think the book, the handbook, has you picking up the race first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to see what's in here, sweetie? Or come check out these races, and then and I'll pull up the list of all the other ones too. Okay. There you go. Take a look. You don't have to read everything there. You're just perusing and seeing if it gives you any inspiration or ideas. And then I'll pull up the other D&D races.
I got the idea for being a Kenku based on just the picture. You don't have to put a whole lot of thought into it.
And like Brian's doing, he's playing a class. He's playing a class that doesn't fit the race properly. If you're trying to min-max, he's just doing it because it's
No,
fun.
I'm not trying to.
No. I'm saying like you can take any race and any class and make whatever you want.
Yeah.
So don't feel like
There's
obligated.
no wrong choice here.
Yeah. Only hilariously fun ones.
I think the weirdest one I've ever seen was a tiefling druid. That was a weird one.
Every time he touches a tree, it just catches fire. No!
I don't think he was a fire druid or a forest druid.
Okay, but that'd still be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
he just lives in a realm of self-loathing.
My own personal hell!
Alright, close this. So let's see. I'm gonna put.
Exactly behind you.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's like underneath one of the legs.
For the barbarian. Oh, I should probably just look at barbarian. Right? We're level 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Brian has his rolls.
30 hit points right now.
Is that your initial roll that you were happy with?
Yeah, I just stuck with these. I like them. I stuck them. Oh, plus your constitution modifier. Damn it, wrong one. Okay, why do I have so much health? Level 1 after.
That doesn't sound right.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds OP. You're not a Goliath.
I'm the Tarrasque in disguise. Fine. I'm gonna move this book.
Eventually, not yet.
Try to figure it out.
You said pick from the rows only, right?
Yeah. Unless your rolls were just that generic.
No, I got some good rolls.
That way we can figure out what people are setting up. What's up? Oh, okay. You find something? Okay. I also pulled up the list. There, you want to just peruse what's there and see if there's anything you're interested in. I think the goal is to just not double up on anything, unless somebody really just wants to double up.
Mm-hmm. That's better.
That one camera's fuzzy. There we go. Okay, and we'll look ahead for like what you guys, the two of you, since you know what you're playing. You said probably Necromancer, and we'll look at Barbarian, Barbarian course.
I still have that cake from Nomad.
Yeah, we do.
Somewhere in there.
It's in the fridge somewhere.
So when it says
Cake
choose
Raider.
2 skills, that's like bubbling them in, right? It says here to choose 2 skills.
Let me see. Sorry, I don't have the book in front of me, so I need to see specifically what you're talking about. Proficiencies?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just pick 2?
You just pick 2 and you color in the dot,
Yeah, cool.
and you get your proficiency bonus towards those. Maze. Take a break.
So should I just take what there's here, or can I go actually look at like martial weapons?
It says, you have martial proficiency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go look.
There's not going to be much going on for this stream other than we're trying to figure out what everybody wants to make and how they're going to go about making.
Yep.
So just as a heads up for anybody who's like they're not rolling and fighting monsters or telling the story. That's the next session. Just as just in case anybody's wondering for whatever
So
reason.
that's what it means by episode 0.
Yeah. Oh, I got it.
The OVA.
Comes up before the series.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Like my
Yeah, we'll do your rolls though. The numbers that we want to use to put in the stat block, we can do that tonight. Okay.
Okay.
That way, I know sometimes it's just there's pressure or you're not sure what you want to play in the moment, right? You okay? No, just overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. But we can do your rolls though, right? Just a little to get the numbers to start.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah. Okay.
races or classes.
What dice are they?
I think
So-
it's between a great axe and a great sword.
1, 2, 3.
Basically, 1d12.
Could we borrow a piece of paper?
I'm gonna take the sword. Can I take the great sword instead of the great axe?
They're heavy.
Yeah, those are metal ones.
I like this
Kill a
one.
man with those.
Oh, I do.
How
That was
pretty
the
this
first
one
metal
is.
dice I ever got. Was those green copper ones. You need a pencil?
Green.
Let's have a pencil sharpener.
Kind of awkward.
I
green.
did, but I don't know where it
And
went.
like bronze or gold or
Somebody
something.
made off with it.
That's okay.
You think?
I was talking about
I was thinking
the fill
Right. But then the outside.
is copper.
Right. So
I'm adding up my rows to see which one total
you
highest.
rolled 5 dice.
I rolled 5 numbers, 5 by 5 numbers, even though there's 6 fields here.
So what you do is you. Oh wait, there's 6
Yeah.
fields. Oh, okay.
But you rolled 4 dice.
Yes. You roll 4,
And take.
you take out the lowest scoring one, and then add what's left.
Where's the attack
And
bonus?
then
Oh.
fill in a square.
Oh, make another row.
And then
Then
you
it's
go.
supposed to be
do you go
enough
like
for the
that,
stats.
or do you
Sorry.
go like that?
Did you do that?
It doesn't matter
Attack
which
bonus
order
for
you
the
fill it
great
in.
sword?
Okay.
The attack bonus is going to be
Once
based
it's
off
all
your
filled
stats.
in, then you'll pick out
Right.
which
Yeah.
row
I don't wanna
is
use
the
that.
bestest.
You don't? Nah, that's fine. I got a regular one. And if it's lower than 10, you just get a reroll.
That
So 6 by
is-
6 or 5 by 6?
It's going to be 5 by 6.
So
You're gonna
that's
you're gonna get
11.
6 stats
Yeah.
total, and you're gonna roll 5 rows worth of stats.
11.
Okay, so that'll be 11. Okay. And if you get 3 10s in a row in one of your rows, you can re-roll one of those until you get it not 10.
Take the 3 out. That's 16.
I guess I should go.
That's up to you. Depends on what kind of barbarian you want to play.
Sure.
There's a lot of different ones.
You
So
can. Can't he wear light armor or some shit like that?
It says here while you're not wearing any armor,
Oh, and
armor
he-
class equals 10 plus dex plus con.
yeah.
My con's 4, so that's 14 plus dex. I don't know what that's gonna be. It's probably like 16, so
4,
like
7.
plus 1. So
That thing's magical.
that doesn't work. Zero.
Yeah.
So you said if it's less than 10 reroll?
Yeah. We won't count that. So you have 11 and 16 so far.
Oh, wait, so if the total is
11.
less than 10, don't count it?
Don't count it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because 10 is considered like not.
Changes everything.
Does that make sense though? 10 is considered like unimpaired. Does that make sense? But you could take a class that takes a minus in a stat.
6.
So reroll that. We're not gonna. Are you rolling 3 dice or 4?
4.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking out the 1.
No, I got it. I was just making sure. I just saw 3 there when I looked over.
9.
Nope, reroll again.
Yeah, with the tower, I rolled only 2 under 10.
11.
You only rolled 2 under 10.
Yeah.
But without the
and
tower-
Without the tower, it's like every other one is under 10.
Keep rolling fucking 11s.
Nice. consistent.
Okay, there we go.
This is 13.
Okay. And so
12.
that's your first row. Now do another row. Oh my god, so many 11s.
My fucking arm hurts. What the hell's going on?
You're rolling hard.
You're rolling.
No!
He's on a mission to roll.
May's pulling on your leash too hard.
Maybe 13?
Yeah,
Yeah, 13.
13.
Ooh,
That's a good one. That's 15.
15.
I'm gonna be a totem.
That's what she did with her growth. Do you want to try something different?
can do
Did you
it
see
if
all
you
the
want.
expanded ones?
No, I only have berserker and totem.
Oh, let me show you these expanded ones really quick, though, just in case.
Sure, I'd love to.
10.
I could be a berserker. I could try that.
Hold on, though. Let me find. Well, Berserker would be funny with a gnome.
I know, right?
It would be.
That's
But there's
that's
also
fun.
Zealot. There's an offshoot of a wild magic that only has 8 randomizers instead of 100. There's Storm Herald, Giant, which
What's giant?
okay, that's what I looked at. That was the first one I looked at. Giant power at 3rd level. When you choose this path, you learn to speak, read, and write Giant or one other language of your choice if you already know Giant. Additionally, you can learn a cantrip of your choice, either Druidcraft or Thaumaturgy. Wisdom is your spell casting ability for the spell. 3rd level as well. You get what's called Giant's Havoc. Your rage pulls strength from the primal mights of giants, transforming you into a hulking force of destruction. While raging, you gain the following benefits. Crushing Throw.
That's right.
When you make a successful ranged attack with a thrown
Racing
weapon
away.
using strength, you can add your
It's
rage
like
damage
fucking
bonus to the
metal.
attack's damage roll.
Oh wow.
Weird.
A giant stature. Your reach increases by 5 feet, and if you are smaller than large, you become large.
Oh, that's nice.
it's
Along
I'm
with
small.
anything
More
you're wearing.
pucker.
If there isn't enough
From
room
the
for you to increase your
sour
size doesn't change.
I don't know. I like
Um,
shit that tastes like fruit.
Level 6, Elemental Cleaver.
Except for
You're
wine
bond with the
sucks.
elemental might of giant
The sour
throws,
is
and
gonna
you learn to
always
infuse
have that
weapons
kind
with
of flavor to it,
primordial
depending
energy.
on how sour it is.
When you enter a
No,
rage,
the
you can
fucking
choose
other
one
one in there
weapon
is
that
good.
you are
It's
holding
also
and infuse it
sour.
with one of the
Yeah.
following
Tastes like
damage
fucking
types: acid, cold,
coconuts.
fire, thunder, or lightning.
Yeah. Okay.
Thunder or lightning, aren't they the same?
The best one they got
Not
is,
really in this game, but
I guess not. But in my opinion,
It's
they're
like
different.
one's
They're
like
different
wind.
in nurture,
Tiny
but
S's.
one's wind pressure, the other one's actual
And it
electricity.
tastes like
Yeah.
fucking
well,
steel
you
or
wield
some
the
shit.
infusion
It's
weapon
like
during
15.
your rage. The weapon's damage type changes if the
Starburst or
chosen
Skittles.
type
Yeah, some
to the
shit.
chosen type. It deals an extra 1d6 damage of the chosen type when it hits, and it gains the thrown property, meaning you can
Indeed.
shoot lightning bolts out of your fucking sword.
Oh, that's dope.
And it gains the thrown property with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60. If you
You
throw
try
the
to
weapon, it
circle
appears in
carry
your
things
hand
together.
the instant after it
Circle
hits or
carry has
misses the
one too?
target.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
They,
Its
you
infused
get to
weapon.
go- No, I
The
haven't
infused
seen
weapon's benefit is suppressed
yeah,
while
they did, like,
a creature
I
other
looked
than
on
you
the app
wields
a
it.
few days ago, and they're like, our
Where's,
new
uh,
card,
Raging and
Circle
holding an
K.
infused weapon, you can
Even
use the
the
bonus
Circle
action to
K
change the
ones, yeah.
infusion weapon's current damage
Shit,
type
it was
to another one of the types above.
pretty fucked.
So that's not
like,
bad. And then level 10,
20
Mighty
minutes away or something.
Mighty Impel.
Wild.
Your connection to giant strength allows you to hurl both allies and enemies on the battlefield.
Oh, that's dope.
As
Yeah,
a
I
bonus,
think I'll do that one. That,
Okay.
That one sounds fun.
as a bonus while raging, you can choose one medium
But,
or smaller
it's
creature
not
within
really
your
worth
reach
it.
and move to an
I
unoccupied
think
space you
you
can see
might
within 30
have
feet of
better luck
yourself.
with the whole food
No
or
willing
something.
creature must succeed on a strength saving throw. DC equals 8 plus your
Where should I
proficiency
write
bonus.
this down?
I
Um,
think it was like
it would be honestly,
4
it
or
would
5
be
bucks
in
for, like-
yeah, it would be in there.
Search for Circle
Yeah.
Circle K.
that's what I'm saying.
Giant.
Wagyu KK International.
Oh yeah, and if at the end of this movement the thrown creature isn't on a surface or liquid that it can support it, the creature falls taking damage as normal and landing damage and is prone.
Oh wow.
So yeah, you're literally a pro wrestler.
Giant.
$93
But you're a
down from
gnome.
280.
And then
What
14th
deal.
level you get Demiurgic Colossus.
I'll look it up.
Oh, that's the last one.
Okay.
The primordial power of your rage intensifies. When you rage, your reach increases by 10 feet. Your size can increase to large or huge, your choice. And you can use your mighty impel to move creatures that are large or smaller. In addition, the extra damage dealt by your elemental cleaver increases to 2d6. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
And it's a gnome. You're a gnome that's doing this, by the way.
They call it a tornado or something.
That was going to be fun. What was your next roll?
Oh, this was a 10. Did you write that one down?
Now I did. Okay. Ooh, 16. Right?
Yes. $13.
Okay.
Nine. Wait, no.
13. 5, 4 is 9
okay.
plus, yeah.
Ten. Well. 15. Roll.
Mm-hmm.
14. Hey, look at that!
All 5s. Okay.
Then saving throws I have.
Go ahead again. You actually have a pretty good one. That's really kind of not a bad option for playing whatever you want.
$15.
How do you calculate armor class?
More class?
Yeah.
AC plus your dex modifier.
10.
Astro
I guess I have
is
to pick
85
armor.
points.
You got a what?
I'll have to go find armor.
If you wear no armor, what is
13.
it?
It's like
10 plus your con modifier, right?
plus dex too.
So yeah, what is that all to
Do
add
bucklers
together?
count?
And bucklers don't count towards that.
16.
So 16 is still pretty good.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And if you get a buckler, which doesn't interfere with your two-handed weapon.
Didn't I get bracers too or some shit?
Yeah, you found bracers, so
Oh, I can't wear them.
you could wear them.
Without breaking my shit.
No, you could wear them.
They don't count as armor?
They don't count as like body
You can
armor.
also get bracers.
But that was an item found in a campaign. That was not just it's a magic
I'm trying
item.
to help them!
I know.
No, you're right. You're right.
But if you level up your dex and your con,
Yeah, it'll be fine.
that stat will go up.
Okay. I'm not
But you could get a buckler, and that'll give you an additional +1.
Okay.
Did you
Double
write
check
down
it's
this
+1.
13?
I'm sorry, no.
So buckler and then
I think that's going to be more interesting.
it's AC plus 1 then.
I think I've got this row totals up 85 points, but I've got 3 15s as the highest stat. This one's less points total, but I've got an 18, which I could pump up to 20 with my character trait right out of this gate.
Well, yeah, and then you can't raise it beyond that though.
Wait,
Right.
AC is
13.
Okay.
dex plus con, right?
It's dex plus con.
Okay, so 17. Oh, my armor side is 18. Okay.
Hey, there you go. 18. And is that with the buckler?
11.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do one more set.
I'm going to go with the more average roll because
12.
and 11 was just really lame when it comes to certain rolls.
I think character-wise, your level-wise, you'll get no higher than 15. So keep that in mind. If
15.
Character level.
yeah,
Okay.
the campaign will not
Okay.
go all the way to 20.
Roll.
Okay.
Alright, so you're saying the wizard would need...
Wizards need intelligence is what they use to cast their spells. And then debatably the other ones are kind of like dex and con.
15.
I'd say more dex.
Yeah.
And dex will increase AC. right?
Another 15.
And initiative.
Okay.
Another 15.
One more.
13.
So what we can do is add these, do what he did pretty much, which is a really good trick, is you add all the numbers in a row together and you can figure out which one gives you the highest overall stat number.
How do you find initiative?
Initiative is going to be 10. It's just your dex modifier, isn't it?
I'm trying to find it.
Hey, one sec. It's been a while since we've made characters.
Can bag? Do I start one?
Yeah, go ahead and start one.
Where's that at?
They're over here. They're up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't find it.
One
Give me 1
That's
minute.
a big taquito,
Okay.
though.
It is a big taquito and it came with 2 sandwiches.
I mean,
Yeah, I can't
better
find
than
it.
like...
That's
When you
weird.
said they wrapped it, I thought it was like
It's
a
the
paper
books
towel
does
or something.
yeah, the 5th edition book's not laid out very well.
No, it's not.
When we considering we come from like 2nd and 3rd edition,
I come from 3.5.
3.5. I come from 2nd and played 3.5 excessively.
Love 3.5.
Yeah.
Hated 4, and this is okay.
And then there's a gas station cheeseburger. I saw you look over. You want a gas station cheeseburger?
You ever watch,
Oh,
I guess, yeah, gas station encounters on YouTube? It's this guy, he
Let's look it up, please.
he narrates security camera footage from inside the store of shoplifters.
I believe it's
It's
your
pretty funny because he does voices
dex
and
modifier.
impressions and stuff.
only unless you
I
have
saw this one video where my
proficiencies or
friends
things that give
showed
you
me
more.
where,
Or he
Okay, so it's
or he
Well, I believe it is,
raps or
yeah.
sings songs. It's pretty entertaining.
saw one
Vague
video where my
description
friend
of the
showed
player's
me
handbook.
where,
Yeah, I like that.
some chick kept trying to like
What
fucking
exactly is the
sell
dexterity
boxes
total? I'm
full
guessing
of,
it is a dex plus
trash.
d20 roll.
And she was like trying to return
Yeah.
it to some store.
So roll a d20 and put add 4.
And
Yeah.
they're like, these boxes are full
And
of trash.
it's
and
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, plus 3 because I have
What?
dex.
Yeah. So it's d20 plus 3.
8 plus 3.
Well, no. So
But,
your so what do you,
this
your
guy has
initiative
in
is
the
just
store looks
the
really
same as
good,
your dex.
actually.
Oh, okay, that's
Like,
what I was
those
Unless your
um,
class
ready-made
gives you or
sandwiches and
your
stuff.
race gives you a bonus to that.
Way
That's
better
the only
than-
reason
wow,
why they
that's
have
a-
you write it
that
down.
looks
How do you do
better.
passive perception?
Dude,
It's
what?
just
This
perception.
to me looks
It's gonna be
No,
your
the panini
wisdom.
looked alright. The
So-
burger?
It's your wisdom.
Oh,
I
that
believe it's
burger
your
looks
wisdom
like trash.
modifier.
Nick, how was your burger?
Okay, so 15.
My burger?
From Circle K.
I haven't had it yet.
No, you had one.
No, I had the pretzel breakfast thing.
Oh, that was
That was sausage. Yeah, that was sausage. It was pretty good for $2 or $1.50.
Alright, fuck it. I'm ready.
Um,
What's attack bonus then?
your attack bonus is gonna be your strength modifier.
Okay.
That's like it's like you're rolling
Although I
initiative,
don't
but you're
know
rolling
what
for damage
luxury
again, right?
That is.
And then you
Yeah,
might
but-
want you might also want to have a
Wow.
ranged weapon.
Great.
Okay. Are you allowing me to have a range weapon?
Oh.
You could like a sling.
Okay.
And you're proficient in more than that, so
Yeah, I'd want like a longbow, but you know that's probably a little too much.
no, I don't think. And not in this case, no.
Okay. I'll just add a longbow.
Because this campaign's going to be kind of rough.
I see.
It could be rough. We will find out. We might be the first people to do it this way. I doubt it, but you never know.
You want to split this?
Sure.
20, 5, longbow.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the longbow in D&D for 5.5. If it's edition. Because I need to look at like the what it has. So damage is 1d8.
No, Maze, you're not getting any. You can't stop fucking barking.
That's true. That means no treats for Maze. Unless you take it from Brian yourself, which you would do, but you've been you scare him.
Oh, she's small.
That would not be what?
That'd not be advisable.
Uh-huh. Oh, for you to give her a treat?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Dogs are very nervous, just in general. Even if I'm trying to be nice to them.
Yeah.
So I would prefer just to not interact with them.
I know it's mostly when anybody comes up and acts nervous around her, she gets nervous
I'm not
too.
nervous. It's just, there's also other things.
Guess
that are
what's wrong
attributed
about
to
these
it
two heads?
Oh, okay.
that I don't want to talk about.
Because she's okay. No, that's fine. I know she's okay with cats.
Yeah.
They're
No, it's me. Trust me.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, this is literally my like a snippet of my
There's
entire
nothing-
life.
oh.
Oh no, you're good, dude. So we did
One
the
side's
How much?
heavier
How
than
many
the other.
arrows do I have?
They usually suggest starting with 20, but because of the lack of places to take breaks and stuff, you might want 40.
Here you go, Nick. The half I got for you is kind of.
I'll eat it.
So I gave you a little extra.
Are we doing poundage?
Oh wait, only when it's deemed necessary.
But my longbow's 2 pounds.
You're a barbarian. I think you can handle it. What are your stats again?
17, 16, 18, 15, 15, 16.
You're good. You're good.
I know. I'm so happy.
You seem really thrilled about the giant, the
That's
path
fine.
of the giant,
Well, yeah, because I'm playing with tiny creatures. Like, it's perfect.
and then you just grow large when you
I
want
can grow
to.
huge if I want to. As a small creature, that's insane. So long ago.
That's a new one too. That's a relatively new one. Before we even came much later than when we started the other campaign.
Let's see.
All right, Meeps, here you go. The higher the number, the better the average stats are. Yours are really good just as a general. Like the bottom one, it's like every stat is decent. But
That number 2 looks pretty spicy.
yep.
Ooh. Number 5.
Actually, I actually say 5. By 5.
It does not smell like a. Oh, you know what? It's the pepperoni. Giving it a weird.
Yeah, 2 or 5. Oh, 1. No, I don't have 1. That's 1.
No, you've
Give me
been
11.
bad.
Give me 11.
Then you tried to steal this out of my hand. I had my hand on my thigh, and I feel a tugging, and I look down, and she's like, "Yes, you're adorable and cute, but you don't get to bark at strangers." Or
Strangers?
friends.
Fuck you, man.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Because of what happened yesterday when she was barking at like random people. We were at Brewster's,
Oh. Let's do that.
and she wanted to be seen. She wanted to get scratches from them, but it's like you can't bark at people when you want their attention.
Yeah, my tummy don't feel too good after that.
So we can work. We'll work on it. Okay.
Okay.
But 5, it has no.
Oh, it's this way? I thought
It's
it
a
was.
cross. No, it's a cross.
Was it just that way?
You see how I have the Roman numerals? It's
Yeah,
it's
so
that
you
way.
got 6 numbers for your 6 fields here.
But you can put those numbers in any field.
Any order.
So, like, if you took the 5th row, those are the numbers that you choose to place
In the little bubble.
in the little bubbles. Okay.
Is it just because that's when I was first starting out? Because I swear it was like. up
Yeah,
and
no,
down.
we did both directions when you first started. I'm
Okay.
making it a little harder. Now it's your second character, and you've played at least up to what are you guys like level 10?
It looks basically the same no matter what.
Number 5 is the all around best one. There is not a singular bad stat in there. Every stat gives you at least a +1.
But 1 or 2 does have a 16 in it.
Yes, that is the caveat. If you were playing a class that is only really needs stats in one specific thing, what would that be? Like rogue? No, rogue is more spread out. Like
no, rogue is very much all stealth.
Like wizard,
all stealth.
No. I mean like wizard though.
Oh no, wizard would be very much.
You really want to put all your stats into that intelligence stat.
Oh hell yeah.
And then your follow-up stats.
Meteor.
You want meteor.
Bard just all charisma.
If he wants to fuck the dragon, yes.
Okay.
Well, Bard and Rogue are very similar in nature.
Growth was like all fucking
strength.
He fucks animals and he picks locks. And...
You had really good rolls for growth. These are not as high, but they're still decent.
No, I'm saying he was every class though. Why'd you let me do that?
He didn't cast anything because you picked a goblin. Goblins get.
He casted ass.
Goblins have the. He casted ass. He was like, yeah, he was kind of like 2 classes in one in a weird way because he had the bandit background. So he knew how to pick locks and stuff. He wasn't as good as the rogue, but your rolls were always better than the rogue.
Shit.
Huh?
I had to pick a background.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that part.
Well, that's going to be you thinking about the history of your character. He fought in a pit against other gnomes for decades.
A guard gnome turned alive.
Oh my god. Okay. That's going to be the homework.
Somebody was smoking a blunt up in the mountains and a little bit of magical weed fell on a rock. And he went...
A gnome got fucked by a giant.
Or the giant was his father. Gnome takes a giant statue.
That's that one anime.
Yeah, I know, right?
What anime?
Sounds like a lot of anime.
Ranking of
You
Kings.
killed my father. I must get you.
I will avenge you.
Yeah, but you see Ranking. No?
Ranking of Kings? Yes.
That's just what he's...
Oh.
There's a giant, but he's like little baby. He's stuck like that because he's cursed.
That's though, but you could be a giant, a Goliath who's cursed. No. No.
I want the gnome part to be true, strong and true. It has to have.
What should my weakest stats
He walked
go
out of an
be?
Ace Hardware.
You
Charisma?
That is very debatable. The strength should probably be your worst stat.
What?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
You will almost never use strength.
I think about it. Who are you gonna hit with your staff?
You.
Hit in the right place, you might get a good response.
But yeah, I mean,
There's
strength.
There's no better way to get a cop off.
You were
than-
nesting
You're
into
giving
some
me a
magical
boner.
stick you picked up.
I'm gonna find out at work if that actually happens.
Try it. I've seen it before. It works. It makes them falter.
Tell me.
Oh, when a police officer's taking you down or arresting you, say stop! It's giving me a boner. They go, but huh? And then they go back to being a cop. But it's always funny.
I'm now gonna find out. I'm gonna
ask.
I'm gonna
I love
ask
to
around.
make
Making that
You
occupation.
could say, stop, you're giving me a lady boner.
Stop it! It's slippery.
She just yells, "Oh, senpai!"
I tried asking the TSA to stop diddling my nipples, but that didn't stop them.
It's TSA. They're different.
They have no soul.
TSA
And then they
have
told me,
TSA
you're
have a
free
lot
to
more
go.
power,
And they're
too.
like, wait. And I'm like, God damn you. I was almost late for my
IEDs.
flight.
IUDs. That's a chap.
that was the what was it, the BWI?
No, that was on the way back to Maryland.
Oh, that was at LAX.
I had to run to the fucking plane and they almost didn't let me on.
What? They would let you on. But well,
There was like 2 other people in the entire fucking lobby. And they were in line to get on.
They saw you, so
Yeah.
Technically, they have to hold the gate for you.
Actually, if you're in the building, they
I
have to
thought
hold
it was
Once you
technically if you're not in the wing.
no.
within 10
So when you go
minutes.
through TSA, they actually scan your ticket, which tells them that you're in the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can't leave without you.
Yeah.
They will.
They will hold it for a very long time, and they'll piss a lot of people off. But they won't leave.
And
they
then,
shouldn't at least.
And then they'll leave, and if you don't want to get on the plane, then they'll arrest you.
Yeah.
Is it when they go through TSA? Because
or when you buy your ticket.
When you go through TSA, they only look at your ID.
Sometimes they'll scan your ticket.
But you not all the time.
It depends on the airport. LAX does.
Yeah.
And
Do they?
I think
or
so.
is it when you check in with the?
They
airline?
always ask me to show my ID and like take off my mask.
And they always ask me to show my ID and my ticket.
Yeah.
Really?
I used to always have to have the ticket also, but the last few times I've flown, it's
Maybe
been
they
the
changed
ID
it?
only.
Yeah, I've just shoved the ticket into my bag.
Yeah.
Weird.
I think I took it out to show like at the actual gate.
Right.
Oh, you know
needed
what?
To get in the gate, but if you go
I
through
think he's
security-
right when you check in, because I check
at
in
the
online.
Gate, they have you like
and then
go to
swipe
the
it
airport.
over the
Right.
reader
Same
thing.
here.
So that might be why, and you're right. Yeah, so if you check in online, you
I
don't
don't
have
do
to
that.
show that
I don't do
the
that.
ticket at the airport.
I just have the thing where like, there's a scanner and you gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I folded it up to put in my backpack. So like, oh, it didn't scan. I'm like,
So Constitution for health is good, right?
Yeah.
Dex is,
Wizards are not tanky.
you
If
get
you
like
had
a.
tanky wizard, that'd be cool as
I
shit.
think you get what, a D6 for your first health. So 6 points of health. A stiff wind could kill you.
I use that.
He's very squishy.
that's how wizards are.
Mm-hmm. You can make a cleric. A
Clerics
bard.
Clerics are fun.
I already have ideas, man.
I know, but you seem to struggle to choose which one.
Wisdom.
Okay, well, if you don't want to use either of them because you want to save them, just make another one.
I know.
Infinite combination.
How useful is wisdom to a wizard?
If you want to make like a Gandalfian character, wisdom is kind of important because wisdom helps with things.
Wisdom helps with like your perception and your insight and animal handling. So if you want to be able to like perceive people, that would be a good stat to put things in.
If you want to be a nerd, you don't need to worry about wisdom.
No.
You only care about intelligence.
Survival.
Intelligence is the big one.
Charisma is debatably big if you're going to
Deception.
command thralls of anything.
That's true.
Intimidation.
Like,
yeah.
like in the no, but you don't use it as a necromancer,
Oh, okay.
right? You don't use charisma as a necromancer.
Intimidation.
No,
My joke
people
was
already hate
my
you.
joke is the Jeremy Irons performance in Dungeons and Dragons, the movie. He had a 10 in charisma. I'm ready from the sky. Okay, maybe that was a 2. Have you seen that scene?
Oh, I know Randall, my other character, has 10 in charisma. He's just failing all his charisma rolls.
I know growth has a -2 in charisma.
And yes, you have 8. You have an 8, or no? You have a 6, I think.
And he's a half.
Oh, you have a 9.
What's a half elf doing with low charisma?
He's had it rough.
So it's because
He's
he was
the Asian type of elf.
because
What the hell?
A half elf?
It's because he was raised by wolves. Yeah, half elf is Randall.
Mm-hmm. There's half elves.
Is it a half elf or a dwarf?
It's human
It's a
elf, so
mouth.
it'd be well.
Okay. Because dwarfs
Oh.
are hated.
Yeah, I bet.
Not by the beard. What beard? My beard. It's just this little tiny peach fuzz.
Okay.
Cool.
So you're squared away.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, those barbarians and fighters and rogues are really easy to build.
Well, I picked it.
You know,
I'm getting frustrated with my fucking cleric because it's so much damn work.
it's a lot of.
I'm not a spell slinger. But the
Some spells are okay.
The Azorius guild class was just too tempting. That's so dope though. That once a day power I have.
Where you can suck something into the nether.
No, I can. Well, no, that's banishment. That's just a spell.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
my ability to make everybody drop their weapons and tremble in fear if I lift my bronze penis into the air once a day. That's pretty dope. They drop their weapons and cower in fear for at least a minute or something. It's a fucking ridiculous power. It's so
You haven't
great.
used it
I
yet.
like
I have.
Oh, you did? I don't
Scroll
remember.
down to
Used it
something
once
that
or
says,
twice.
"Half elf,
Okay,
half
it's,
dwarf."
well, that's
What an
because Jared's been
abomination.
like reluctant to show.
Yeah.
Though he said his co-worker's back in country, so he's been covering for somebody.
Okay.
So that's why he's not been here. He just spent like $20 on new dice
Oh,
because he lost his old ones. So and he got some fancy ones. So he wants to play. It's just
He can't.
he
That
can't-
makes sense.
That yeah, because he was expecting to. Nobody else was covering that shit. Nobody else wanted it, so I think he just
Okay.
was told
Oh.
you have to take it. Except for like one other time where it was a family member's birthday or something, but it wasn't on the birthday.
All right. Well, are we gonna do anything else today?
Well, we can you can test characters out if you want. I think he's still working on his. You're not sure what you want to play yet, which is fine.
Yeah, so fine.
Do you want to give him a starter fight?
You want to try like just okay.
This guy's gonna run like butter.
Well, I guess the idea for your sheet too is when you fill out the rest of the sheet with all the other things that need to be on it, take a picture and send it to me, and I'll make it like a typed up one.
Okay, I
That'll be
that.
nice. That way you'll have a nice copy, and I'll have all of the skills in there. Even if you don't put the info of what those skills do, and you just put the names of them, like the class traits and stuff.
Yeah, okay, I will.
Oh, you get a language, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know. I speak Common and Gnomish.
Oh yeah, that's right. What's your intelligence?
15.
That's actually pretty high.
Yeah,
I math good.
I rolled nicely. I like it. My lowest stat is a 15.
That's That's gonna be Crunk Smash.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Let's see really quick. You did a rock gnome?
Yeah. Constitution goes up by 1.
Yeah.
That's dope as shit. And I'm a tinkerer too.
Okay, I was gonna ask, did you pick one?
Firestarter.
The device produces a miniature flame which you use the light. Yeah, I don't even know why I asked. I should have just fucking known.
Why would I pick a music box, bro?
Yeah, really.
I'm a barbarian gnome. I don't give a shit about music.
And then you're a barbarian, right? So
Yeah.
let's take a look real quick. And so you have rage and an armored defense. You have 2 rages. Two. And where'd you put rage?
Right here.
Okay. And then your rage bonus damage is
+2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Your health. What is your health? It is 12 plus your modifier.
Plus Dex, so it's 16.
Oh, it's for both. For
no,
health.
you're right. It's Constitution.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
12
No.
plus
Your
14, so
AC is
16.
your
Yeah,
AC,
the AC
is
the double.
yeah, which is what?
18.
And your running speed is 25 feet.
Yeah.
Because you're.
A gnome.
Oh yeah, that'll change later.
I know, right?
Because you get, I think you get
The haste one. The running.
fast movement at 5th level. Yeah,
Yeah.
so then you get to move 10 more feet. So you then run 35.
And I can sprint for 70. So a little crackhead.
It's gonna be like this little high pitched dude that's like, and then you just see him tear somebody apart.
Nah, he's gonna have like a Lou Rawls voice.
Oh, who?
Lou Rawls.
Who's Lou Rawls?
You never find a love like mine. No, look it up later. You'll know who I'm talking about.
Okay. And what equipment do you have? You change it
great-
from a great axe to a
great sword.
Great sword.
Which is basically the same thing, in my opinion.
You could use
Which book is
javelins, throwing axes, whatever you feel.
Oh, I forgot the 2 extra axes.
The
Like,
player
isn't there like 2?
Well, it's 2 hand axes, so it's
Nick, what book
Okay.
is this?
what book is this? The Player's Handbook.
Oh,
You both have a copy.
You can use this if you want.
no.
What do you want? What do you need?
No, I'm happy with my sword.
Huh?
Fuck that.
Bolos.
Oh, that's upstairs. You might feel better looking into the books directly than using like cheat sheets. That makes more sense because she's more into the world building for your character
I
and
have
the
this
character
one.
building.
This is just magic with D&D.
Yeah, they bridged the magic classes and characters and stuff into
Show
D&D.
Brian the cute one that we're gonna do sometime in the future.
What do you remember? What it was called?
No.
Okay, give me 1 second. I do know where to find it.
Eventide?
It might be.
It is.
It's right
Yep.
here.
Book of Ebb and Tides.
And then, here it is, Book of Ebon Tides. Yeah, look.
Oh, No.
Yeah. Watch. See the
It's got
crow.
all the
There's
animal
Oh
a,
yeah,
characters.
weird.
yeah, they're all here.
Can be Star Fox.
There's the Corvum, the Curvin. Or no, it's not. No. It's further down. Humblewood campaign.
Oh, right. How did I... Okay, I got from this to that.
It almost looks like it right there, though, doesn't it?
It
Well,
starts off with the
that's
bear
why I was
folk, yeah,
confused.
and then the arena, and then... Yeah, Eventide has some animal characters.
No, look
in
at
it, too.
Humblewood though.
Yeah.
You want to play that? Let me turn it.
Servan, Corvum,
No, it's not.
Can you see?
Yeah.
So there's.
Ravenfolk.
It's different animal types. That's cool.
Look at that,
It's a whole like campaign somebody
Hey,
made
there's a
with
hedgehog.
these special
There's
races.
a pigeon.
That's dope.
And she thought it might be a
You
fun
can
one
be
to
a
do.
musketeer.
I've always wanted to do the honey badger quest. I have it on my phone.
Okay, email it to me,
I will.
and we can take a look at that. Is it a campaign or?
Yeah, it's a well, you play honey badgers. Oops.
Yes, and you know what I also have that's ridiculously dumb?
Hmm.
The entire Nerds campaign
Yeah,
from the
we
Nerds
haven't done
Candy.
those yet.
We might need to pull those out
Nerds,
sometime.
Rick and Morty.
I have Rick and Morty,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Not a lot to do.
Those are short, so which is great. You can probably run it in two or three sittings, and then done. But maybe we'll pull those out sometime.
Okay.
How long is the Badger one?
Look it up real quick.
Let me take a picture of this in case we lose.
Okay. Hey, shut up.
The whole point is that I rolled
Come
it on
on.
camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really the point, is to that it's for posterity. So everybody who's watching knows what everybody's playing and kind of gets an idea. You're gonna we'll
I'm
post
either a
yours.
rabbit monk
Honey heist.
or a furball.
Honey heist.
Yeah.
Alright, you'll send that to me.
Druid.
Oh, you're either the rabbit monk or the so you're torn between the two.
Okay. So
Pretty much,
basically,
I think so.
That's fair.
Because I don't want to do the Warg yet.
No.
And then the Grung would be for the water one.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell everybody to think of water types.
you have to play a bear, a type of bear. You have to go in honey as a bear.
But you said there were honey badgers?
Yeah, that one of the races. Should be. It's called honey heist.
Sounds fun.
And it's only 2 pages.
It's a simple quest. I've had that link for like 9 years.
Just send it to me,
Okay.
and then I'll see what is. And there's a campaign, or
Yeah.
it's a very short campaign. It's only 2 pages.
Yeah.
But how do you?
No, not the campaign. Like you make your own campaign, but this is how you start the game.
Oh, okay.
You just got that heist book in.
I did. We could throw that in there as one of them.
Okay, I'll send it to the group chat.
But the thing is, the whole point is you play as bears.
Yeah, and you can pick like a hat to wear.
Well, let me look at it, because maybe we can add it to the heist. If it's all heist thematic,
Yeah.
we could add it to the heist. There's a book like this is all the most deadliest dungeons ever made. That one could be like, and we'll throw it in there with the funniest heists, and you
Yeah.
all play bears.
Yeah. No, I sent it to the group chat. So
Okay.
People can.
Did you get that meetup link I sent you? There's a meetup group that likes weed and cats, and I was like,
That's cool.
so I sent it to you.
Oh, sneezy.
He's great. He's being a spunky little dude. He's always been spunky.
Max.
He's getting super cuddly. And he's starting to baby up a bit, so it's kind of nice. He's not so much of a I'm a little man. He's like I'm your little man now. He comes and cuddles with me every once in a while, which he never did before. That's really nice. But he's good. He's good.
Saw a shit ton of fucking cats in those fucking apartments. I thought about grabbing one.
Yeah, these apartments over by the Torrance High School. You know that little park near there?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like cats wandering around. We suspect there might be like a cat lady who has been breeding cats there, and they get out a lot.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I thought about grabbing one.
I would.
No?
No. Those are feral cats. Have no training. You'll literally be starting from block 1.
Yeah, they'll be hissing and scratching.
You'll have to wear gloves to pick them up, type shit.
fighting.
But if somebody's breeding them,
But that doesn't
That
mean that
doesn't-
they're
They're breeding them, but they're not caring for
that
them.
doesn't mean
They're
they're
not loving every single
Oh.
cat to train them to be loved with humans. They're just breeding them to breed them.
Right.
It's called animal hoarding. Terrible. Yeah, I would go to a vet or a shelter.
like how much are Falcon gloves?
about $80, $90.
No, you don't remember. I
go
got
to
asked on
Home Depot,
Amazon.
get yourself
Some welding gloves.
welding gloves. I use them as hot mitts in my kitchen.
Yeah. But it'll be very difficult. They will not have bathroom training. They will not have territory training. They will not know what to do with you. It will cause long nights with howling and hissing because they don't know. Yeah, they will howl. They howl like monkeys when they're distressed.
Oh,
When we moved Frisky from my Honorado house or that house to the other house, he was howling in the bathroom for like 3 days because he didn't know where the fuck he was. It'll be very difficult. Unfortunately, it's a great idea, but it'd be very difficult. If you're up to it, that's you.
Probably not start.
Hard mode.
all right. You're okay with me grabbing opossums and shit?
Yeah, but
We saw a skunk yesterday. You wanted me to go grab?
I didn't tell you to go grab the skunk.
I love skunks. They're adorable.
They are
I
adorable.
thought it was a fat fucking squirrel running across the street. And I'm like, holy fuck! And I stared at it. And I'm like, oh, it's a skunk.
That's a big
We saw coyotes. A coyote yesterday.
Oh yeah.
PV.
Big boy. He's
Yeah.
as big as Scott's husky. Up in PV. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, the PV ones are ridiculous. I think it's the ones over by the Madrona Marsh.
No.
They're skimpy and shitty. Ones up there are like wolves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was like the size of a full-grown husky crossing the street like it didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's got no natural predator. So,
Car.
well,
Got it.
yeah, cars and guns
We could have done it.
and
Nick.
swords. What? Got them?
Good eating.
They smelled awful too. You could smell them from.
Yeah, people fucking eat like snakes and scorpions and shit. We do.
Coyote meat, as far as I know. Yeah, muscle. That makes sense.
Do it.
Take the bones and throw them in the soup.
People stew. Because some snakes are invasive and shit, so they're like paid to fucking kill them, and so they just eat them in fucking stews.
With boas, I think, in Everglades are one of them. So you're gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
And just work on your stuff, and then if you write a biography, or a background for your character, you don't need to write it on the sheet. Just send it to me in the group chat, and then I'll add it to your character sheet.
Those, like,
Alright.
giant
I'll save you all that
things,
trouble.
You know what I'm talking
Thank
about?
Alright, I'll see you guys later.
Haven't
Will
heard
do.
of
Take
that.
care.
Take care.
Have a good night.
I think he's excited to play his
What is
barbarian.
it that minks fight?
Minks fight muskrats.
People just get pet minks and they fucking train them to go hunt down these giant rats.
Yeah. Muskrats
And they eat 'em.
and snakes are what minks like. They're the mongoose family.
I think he's okay.
You think he's okay? I think this was
You
good
seem
for
to
him
be in better spirits
when he got here.
just now than when he got.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's good though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
think
means
that's good.
that means we should keep making sure that he's engaged.
Okay.
This is a
Sorry, I
reprieve.
fucking zoned out.
It's okay. Well, we'll work on your character. You know, we'll make a little short or something if we remember, or you can just do your big reveal on the first day.
Zone out all the time. Maybe I shouldn't make a druid. There's only 2 of the circles in the book.
Yeah, we'll go. They are in the other books, the other circles. I mean, we can just sit and look at the quick abbreviated ones and see which ones you're interested in. Then we'll pull those books.
Cause like there's so much to it, man. There's the way they look, and their
It
name, and
depends on how.
backstory.
It depends on how hardcore you want to play your druid. You don't have to play it super. You can. It makes it playing it easier down the road the more effort you put into the origin of that druid. Same with wizard. The more effort you put into it from the beginning, the easier it becomes to play it. As Commander is looking at all the different spells.
The rabbit.
No, I'm looking at Kenku history.
Oh, okay. What were you saying? The rabbit one looks
The
cool?
rabbit's gotta be so fucking easy to fucking.
Read.
You look up breeds of rabbits, right? You're like,
Dude, Haragon Bard.
I want my fucking Haragon to look like an Angorian rabbit.
You do it. You do your
What's the freaking kind of rabbit those Asian housewives take care of, and they look like a giant fucking fluff ball with 2 eyes?
Is it Angorian?
I honestly have no answer to that. I have no idea.
Right?
Maybe.
Well, Meeps, here's the thing. Here's the way to look at it. Monk is going to be easier to play than a druid. But it'll have some elements of things that you have to...
Well, what is that?
I don't know.
That's what he's trying to figure out. Let me see.
It's a rabbit.
What the hell? Looks like a Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Looks like a Pokemon.
Pokemon. I was streaming earlier. I was playing all these demos, waiting for something to load. And fucking, there's this game that was like, oh, it's a Pokemon clone, and I loaded up, and I'm playing through the tutorial, and then it opens up into an MMO, and somebody's username was like their entire fucking email address. And I'm like,
Okay,
oh,
so yeah, it is an Angora.
Well, Meeps, you're spot on.
right?
So, Monk...
Focus artist in the West.
You got martial arts. You get ki, which is like kind of like magic, but not like deep complex magic. It's a lot. It's like magic light. It's like you can do things, fix things with it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can do a dedicated weapon, which is optional. And then these are the subclasses that you could do.
Long Death?
Don't know what that is. That's new. But the 4 elements is the bending. Is the if you wanted to make the avatar.
Drunken Master looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of does. Your bunny rabbit's is drunk all the fucking
I don't
time.
care much about bending elements.
Okay. Then no, that's fine. Oh, and you even get leap to your feet. When you're prone, you can stand up by spending 5 feet of movement rather than half your speed. Let's see. Drunken technique. At 3rd level, you learn how to twist and turn quickly as part of your flurry of blows. Whenever you use flurry of blows, you gain the benefit of the disengage action, and your walking speed increases by 10 feet until the end of your current turn. So in other words, when you do this attack Fury of Blows, which is basically when you just go right, you also can disengage, meaning that you can step away from an enemy without taking an attack of opportunity. That can be useful. Drunkard's Luck. Starting at level, you always seem to get the lucky bounce at the right movement. When you make an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw and have disadvantage, you can spend 2 key points to cancel the disadvantage for that roll. Intoxicated Frenzy. We're not going to get that high. It's okay. Oh, and you get a bonus. You gain proficiency in the performance skill if you don't already have it. Your martial arts technique mixes combat training with the precision of a dancer and the antics of a jester. You also gain proficiency with brewer's supplies if you don't already have it. You get to brew beer. So
Are we still streaming?
yeah,
Okay.
we can stop. I mean,
No, I was gonna ask you guys want to go bug Jared.
we could. What else looked interesting here? There's long. You said Long Death, right? Take a look at that. Touch of Death. Starting when you choose this tradition at 3rd level, your study of death allows you to extract vitality from other creatures as it nears its demise. When you reduce a creature within 5 feet to 0 hit points, you gain temporary hit points equal to your wisdom modifier plus your monk level. You get extra hit points. Hour of Reaping. At 6th level, you gain the ability to unsettle or terrify those around you as an action, for your soul has been touched by the shadow of death.
I don't think I want to do it. I don't like
The
death.
death. Okay, we'll get off that one. What about
What about open hand?
Open Hand? Let's take a look.
Or just bitch slap people?
That would be really funny. Starting when you choose this tradition at 3rd level, you can manipulate your energy's key when you harness your own. Whenever you hit a creature with one of your attacks granted by your flurry of blows, you can impose one of the following effects on that target. It must receive a dex save throw or be knocked prone. It must make a strength saving throw. If it fails, you can push it up to 15 feet away. It can't take reactions until the end of your next turn. Meaning, if you hit an enemy, everybody can disengage with it with that for free. They don't have to use the disengage action because they can't react to what he's doing. I'd have to double check it if that's how that works, but I believe that is correct.
Probably like pink.
Like,
Okay, so wholeness of body. At 6th level, you gain the ability to heal yourself. As an action, you regain hit points equal to 3 times your monk level. You can tranquility. At 11th level, you can enter a special meditation that surrounds you with the aura of peace. At the end of the long rest, you gain the effect of a sanctuary spell that lasts until the start of your next long rest.
right.
Oh, that's
There's
nice.
a bunch of pictures.
I like that one. Look at some fucking.
Most of the stuff here is going to be given from the monk class itself.
Yeah,
This is just
it
the little
is.
add-ons.
Like for feather color. Very dark. Russet brown. Like none of the pictures I've seen.
A russet is for pink.
It's like a shade of brown like that.
There's this one, Meef, that's pretty Way of Shadow. Starting when you choose this tradition at 3rd level, you can use your key to duplicate the effects of certain spells. As an action, you can spend 2 key points to cast Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without a Trace, or Silence, without providing material components. Additionally, you gain the Minor Illusion cantrip if you don't already know it. Shadow Step. At 6th level, you gain the ability to step from one shadow into another. When you are in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see that is also in dim light or darkness. You then have advantage on the first melee attack you make before the end of your turn. How does that sound? You get to teleport using shadows at 6th level. Cloak of Shadows. At 11th level, you learn to become one with the shadows. When you are in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use your action to become invisible. You remain invisible until you make an attack, cast a spell, or in an area of bright light. There's Sun Soul, Mercy, Kensai, which I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Ascended Dragon, and Astral Self.
Is Arcana worth it?
Yeah,
Proficiency?
Yeah, that proficiency is going to be your ability to use magical items and your ability to understand magical items and magical texts and things of that nature. Magical devices. You probably want to make sure you spend it in Arcana, yeah. And it's one of the only classes that gets that proficiency, too. So I mean, sorcerers and warlocks, I think, get it, too. But
Wizards also... The class itself gives proficiency bonus as well, right?
yeah, so if you already get a proficiency from the class...
So the race gives 2 proficiencies as well.
What are you getting from the race?
Any 2 I want.
Yeah, oh yeah, same with the class. You get a bunch of them too, and you get to pick like 2.
Okay.
So, but Arcana would be a good one
Yeah.
for a wizard, yeah.
Yeah.
Because well, that's the problem. Like you in the other campaign, you guys are running around with a fire knife or something, or fire rod. Nobody can use it because they have no arcane proficiency.
Right.
So that would be. You don't just have to be a wizard; you have to be proficient. So there's that element too. So there's a lot of interesting ones here. I think Dragon's gonna be.
That one at the top, bottom cut, just called Melty. Mercy.
Mercy.
Ascended Dragon.
You want to see that one? Want to see that one?
Oh, simply just turn into it.
You might. Unlock the power of dragons through your key. So there's origin. You hone your abilities by observing a dragon and aligning your key with the world-altering power a dragon personally took. Roll. You studied a monastery. You spent long stretches meditating in the region of influence of a ancient dragon's lair. This could still work. Draconic. Okay, at third level, you get Draconic Presence. If you fail a Charisma Intimidation or Charisma Persuasion check, you can use your reaction to roll the check as you tap into the mighty presence of dragons. Once this feature turns a failure into a success, you can't use it again until you finish a long list. Draconic Strike. When you damage a target with an unarmed strike, you can have a chance to change the damage type to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. Tongue of Dragons. You learn to speak, read, and write Draconic or one other language of your choice. You get Dragon Breath. At 6th level, you actually get Step of the Wind. You actually unfurl spectral draconic wings from your back.
That's badass.
That is badass. Aspect of the Worm. At 11th level, you get Frightful Presence and Resistance to dragon-type things.
It's actually shaking pretty bad.
Time to pee.
Okay.
Where do you want to go off to, mate? Where do you want to go off to, huh?
I like to go potty.
You want
Aww.
Sean to take you, buddy? Come on, Mace. Come on. I know you gotta go. I know.
And then you've already committed pretty much to necromancy. Unless something better comes to mind as you're playing, right?
As I'm reading through the subclasses.
And the spells, because you're gonna have a little bit of light homework.
Light.
Nothing majorly bad, I don't think. It's just gonna be having to sit down and really think about like what you want to do. Like Brian's barbarians, and he's gone, right? Meeps is really complex because she wants to play these two classes that require a little bit of thought. More thought than she thought.
Excited dog coming through.
Did she go potty?
Yeah, she went.
And then she stole your seat.
I want to play a dragon.
Hi, Maze. He wants to play dragon. Maze, get off the table. Come here.
She jumped right the fuck up there.
I know. You want to play dragon, don't you? You want to play dragon? Yes, I want to play dragon, Papa.
Careful, she's been rolling around that gross ass rug with the brown stain on it, you know.
Oh, that old satchel.
No, that rug that the chair's on top of.
You've had enough.
Once in the measure for your face.
Aww. Her yawns are so cute because she's starting to make little noises now. Her yawns are more vocal. So, Muse, your character, this is, if you choose a monk, these are just the progressions of what you get. You got your key, Fury of Blows. Immediately after you take an attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action, using Fury. Patient Defense, you can spend 1 key point to dodge an action, to take the dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. Or Step of the Wind, you can spend 1 key point, take a disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn. And your jump distance is doubled for the turn. So if you double that up with your rabbit jumping, you'll just go to the moon. Not literally.
Rabbit to the moon.
Rabbit to the moon. You get unarmored movement, so you'll get to move even further if you're not wearing armor. Monastic Tradition is when you pick up one of those sub things and start that. Deflect missiles. At 3rd level, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack.
The missile?
Missile objects are like arrows, rocks, not
They
magic.
couldn't find a different word for that?
Well, a missile is
It's
any...
a generic term for anything that's a stabilized flight through air.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah,
I don't think it even has to be stabilized because I think
because technically a missile
like
from
you can throw a water bottle at a police car
And that
they'll
is a
be
missile.
charged for throwing a missile at a
Mhm.
That's
LEO
fucking
or something.
stupid.
like I remember hearing from someone in the Air Force that you know how they shoot missiles at each other, right, in dogfights. The missiles, they just
I've heard
call
of
it
this.
that, but they are rockets at the end of the day. They're shooting rockets at each other, which is the term guided missile. It's so goofingly technical, but yeah, it's something like that. Oh, so yeah, so to deflect or catch a missile, you can literally catch an arrow. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus your dex modifier plus your monk level.
Object or weapon that is fired, thrown, dropped, or otherwise projected at a target. Projectile. Like, why not just call it a projectile?
Okay, yeah. I knew there was a fucking word.
Yeah, projectiles works too. So, Meeps, check this out.
It works better.
Oh, fine. Deflect projectile. Well, okay, yeah.
That's a good projectile.
If you read, okay, so check this
Oh
out.
yeah, well if I came on your character.
Meeps. So when you do this ability, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus your dex modifier plus your monk level. Here's where it gets interesting. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand, and you have at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with that weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction. So you can just throw it back at them.
They're so intertwined, it's stupid.
Can I
A fired, thrown, or otherwise
not
propelled
use
object such as a
weapons?
bullet
Yeah.
having no capacity
That's part of this
for
class.
self-propulsion.
You get what's called martial arts.
2. Self-propelled missiles.
That's
such
not what
as
you
a
want
rocket.
that, right?
3.
if I
A
go
body
with it, yeah.
projected or
There is a
Propelled
thing.
forward
There's an
by-
I don't
optional.
want to bow staff or
especially
anything. I want
a missile
Yeah.
adapted
You can.
to be
Yeah.
shot
Yeah.
from a firearm.
Martial art. First level, you practice martial arts. Gives you monastery combat styles and unarmed strikes
What
and
is
monk weapons,
So
which
you
are
can
short
pretty much
swords.
use missile and projectile interchangeably.
Okay.
missile vomiting.
You gain the following benefits with your unarmed while you are unarmed or wielding only monk weapons. This is the benefit you
I
get
approve of this.
for being unarmed. You can use dexterity instead of strength for the attacks and damage rolls of your unarmed strikes and monk weapons. So theoretically, you can interchange your strength or dex, whichever you want to invest most in. You can roll a d4 in place of the normal damage of your unarmed strikes or monk weapon. This die changes as you gain monk levels, as shown by the martial arts column of the monk table.
Give her some pets or something. She's staring at me.
Thank you. As you level up, your unarmed attacks get stronger. You start with d4s. You get to attack, I believe, twice when you're unarmed.
I have 2 hands.
When you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon on your turn, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. For example, if you take the attack action and attack with a quarterstaff, you can also make an unarmed strike as a bonus
Oh,
action.
it's like an improvised weapon?
What?
My hands?
No. So you get to
It's
attack.
1d4 as a bonus.
So no. So the monk weapon starts off as 1d4, right?
I don't want. I want my hands.
That's what I'm saying. Your fists, your unarmed strikes.
Mhm.
So what you get to do is you get to attack once and basically that's one punch. But as a bonus action on your turn, you can use your bonus action to throw the other punch.
1 pound.
So you can punch twice. You can use your bonus actions to do other things, but usually other classes require training like two weapon fighting and stuff like that. You don't need that because you're using your fists.
It's over. I have the chaos emerald.
Okay, so slow fall. At 4th level, you can use your reaction when you fall to reduce any fall damage you take by an equal to 5 times your monk level. So you can make yourself fall better, more slowly and not hurt. Yeah. Extra attack.
Like
At
in
5th level, you
Minecraft.
can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. So that allows you to attack 3 times.
Are these made of actual metal?
Yeah. Hey, shut
Like,
up.
Like,
Come
like
on.
this one's copper?
No, I think they're both brass, and then they just plated them
Oh well.
to look that way. They could be made out of iron and copper, but they probably cost a lot more money.
If they're magnetic, then yes.
I have not tried to use a magnet on them. I don't.
Otherwise, it's something else. No, can you stick a magnet to it? Yeah. Nope. So it's something other than
Aluminum.
iron or steel.
Yeah, it's like a
It's probably something that's easy to stamp, like brass or
yeah. Probably brass.
aluminum.
I don't think
Wouldn't be that heavy,
Yeah, unless it's aluminum plated.
but they've plated it already.
Oh yeah, so then
Can you aluminum? I don't think you can aluminum.
okay.
Or you can just wrap it in
Or
aluminum
chrome.
foil.
Could be chrome. No,
It could be chrome plated, but they've already plated it in brass, copper. I guess those are the only two colors.
Okay.
Well, this is kind of like a little bit of a. Both look like gold.
Well, that's what the brass can look like that.
Yeah,
Brass can be shiny.
shiny.
This one's like rose gold.
Mm-hmm. Then you get stunning strike when you hit another creature at 5th level. When you hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point and attempt a stunning strike. The target must succeed a Constitution saving throw or be stunned till the end of your next turn. So that's really good.
Where was that roll earlier?
The idea, though, Meeps, is check this out. So the way this works, here's your levels. Here's your proficiency bonus. Martial arts, that's going to be your hand-to-hand combat, getting stronger as you level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Key points. Every level you go, sweetie, you get more key points to spend on those powers. So it's kind of like magic, but it's a lot more simplistic.
Dude, it's like I gradually got better at rolling. You see this shit?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Your number slowly got better. Then you have unarmored movement, actually, sweetie. Also, that gets better as you level as well. And then these are all the features. You get features you get something new every level. Whereas with Druid, just so you can compare. Druid, look at that. So Druid doesn't have as much going on every level, right? But you get your spell casting, your druidic feature, wild shape, which is when you turn into animals. And then you choose your circle. Then nothing at level 3. Wild shape improvement and ability score improvement. So your wild shape options get better. What you can turn into gets option-wise gets better. Ability score improvement. Nothing goes on. Druid circle feature. That's it. Nothing goes on. Wild shape improvement. You've got more options. Ability score improvement in that same level. And then Druid circle feature. Ability score improvement. Druid circle feature. And that's it. There's not as much going on every level, every time you level up. But you have spells that you have to manage. And you have magic.
Yeah.
You don't have very much to choose from. The druid spells are not there's not many of them. As nearly as many as like sorcerer or wizard or any of those other ones. It would help you prepare to play a sorcerer later because you'll at least have some understanding of how magic works.
Yeah.
So there is that perk. And again,
You said we're doing the water one next?
we could also delay it and put something else in between. That is totally optional. But let me find druid spells here.
What if we do this, then the carnival?
We could do that. Well, didn't you want to do the carnival one with Jared?
Is he ever gonna be around?
That's a good point. Well, what we could do is we could do the little minis. The ones in the boxes?
I'll play a nerd.
You want to do the mini ones? You can just make up whatever you want for that, and it's not a big deal because you're only going to get it to like level 3 to 5.
Those nerd ones?
Yeah. You know the ones in the boxes? Oh, the nerds one. We can pull that out and just.
What do you mean by boxes?
You know the one that has like the Stranger Things,
Oh, yeah.
the Rick and Morty. We can pull those out. You have less spells than a bard. It even
Can you
seems.
put it in your pocket?
Oh no, you have about the same amount. Um,
Or a piece of paper.
Yeah.
sweetie. This is it. This is all the spells a druid has. They don't have any more than that. A lot of these you may never use. Most of these you will never use. You know what I mean? And some of these you will. But druids do cool things. They have offensive magic and defensive healing magic as well.
Here you go, Nick. Put this in your pocket.
Okay. So they're kind of it's kind of a good utility class.
Do they have a character creation guide for the nerds?
No, they're pre-generated. All
They
of the
have to be pre-generated.
you're going to use the module, yeah. There's 6 nerds. So that means each of you would play 1 or play 2.
Hush.
What's up? You can change it. What'd you do?
Wisdom or charisma? Important. Is it kind of an even toss?
You know, that's one of the things where it helps knowing what other people are playing, but charisma would be good for negotiations and discussions with NPCs as well as villainous characters, or in your attempt to deceive or have negotiation abilities.
Yeah, I have an innate deception ability, which charisma helps.
Wisdom is pretty much when you look at the stuff on the sheet there, like
Yeah.
for those proficiencies.
For the skills.
Yeah, when you look at that and you think of wisdom, those things are relevant. Survival,
Perception.
your ability to foresee things.
Animal handling.
That one you probably don't care about as much.
Yeah.
There's always going to be, depending on your character, there's always going to be a few things you just don't really care about.
Be more likely.
And
I'm gonna stick with this. I'm not gonna change it.
the element is if she plays a druid, she's going to be a wisdom based character. So then you could always change it based on that. That's kind of the value of that session 0. If you want to mingle that idea, I'm not against it per se, but that's really up to you guys. And if Meeps goes monk, the biggest thing they care about is strength and dexterity and wisdom, they believe. Wisdom is not as nearly as important. Yeah, AC is Dex modifier plus Wisdom modifier. So actually, Dex and Wisdom probably are the most important for a monk. So either way, if she goes with monk, or if she commits to monk or druid, Wisdom will be her one of the bigger stats. Will be one of the more invested stats, right, Meeps? Aww,
There you go. There's
it's
my
so
nerd
good. Look at that, he's a nerd.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. Butt crack.
Yeah.
Little nerd crack.
Check out his feet, though.
This is true. He's got toes?
And just one toe for each foot.
Oh my god. Ah. Walking around, gets the foot fungi. So which one did you invest in, charisma or wisdom?
I went 13 wisdom, 11 charisma.
Okay. Charisma, because you're not engaging in as many characters, because it's more of a dungeon
Well,
driven.
read mimicry here.
Okay, let's take a look. Oh, I see. Well, that's only if you're going to use mimicry a lot. Too.
Right. I don't know if I am or not.
Yeah, that's going to be up in the air. But here's the thing: when you get your ability score modifiers, you'll.
And I've got wisdom. I haven't picked any yet. I picked intelligence and a dex proficiency. I'm gonna get proficiencies for my wizard too. I'm just working on my race still.
Is based on your charisma stat, the Kenku mimicry?
It's based on 3 stats.
Well, it's based on the enemy's wisdom.
They have to make a wisdom check against my
charisma.
Proficiency bonus plus charisma.
Okay. Well, I don't think Brian's character is going to be that charismatic.
You want another cast?
Sure, I'll have one more. And then Meeps' character, unless she wants it to be charismatic, there's no reason to. There's no benefit to her making it statistically charismatic. But that depends on Meeps. Because what's fun about those classes that float in the middle of the magic spectrum, like Rogue, Bard, Monk, Druid, technically Ranger, they give you more room to role play around, and you get more freedom to choose how you want to develop them. Because you really only need to focus, like Monk, it says you should look at strength, dexterity, and wisdom, but realistically, you only need dex and wisdom. Strength is, well, what about damage output? Well, you can use your dex modifier for that. Do what? No, she did not do that. That was Beanie that did that.
Oh my god. Fucking, she tried to blame us. You guys left tissues on the floor and Coco been chewing them up.
Maze doesn't do that.
And so is that one there?
Yeah.
Who the fuck would have dropped one there?
I don't think anybody, I don't even know where they came from. Because we don't have tissues over here.
I haven't seen tissues.
I don't even...
Yeah, I don't see
I get napkins and they're brown. That's a tissue that's white.
There's a nasty roll of paper towels here earlier when we...
yeah, but it's not that. It's right here.
Well, that would have like a ribbing to it. You know?
Yeah, no, this looks like a
that's
tissue.
Up like face tissue?
Yeah. Toilet paper? Tissues. So, yeah, so I don't know. Not my problem.
Ceramic heater.
Oh, and your spells. I believe you get spells. You have to pick cantrips and stuff.
What's the difference between a cantrip and a spell?
A cantrip is... okay. In a simple term, cantrips are level 0 spells.
Okay.
Also, cantrips, I believe you know them all, and they're interchangeable when you want to do a different one, I believe.
Oh.
So, let me double check, but I believe that's the concept and principle behind it. At first level, you know 3 cantrips of your choice from those spells. You learn additional wizard cantrips of your choice at higher levels, as shown in the cantrips then called. Oh, you don't know them all. You only know how many that are there per level, so you can add new cantrips as you level up. I think there was a thing that you could do in one of the. I think it's in one of the subclasses of wizard that lets you change it, but
okay.
And so yeah, now I was looking at the different spells. You also get what? You get a couple first level spells too, right? 2 first level spells. Oh wait, you have a level 1. At level 1, you have a spellbook containing 6 first level wizard spells of your choice. There you go.
So, a couple of these descriptions mention having
components,
claws instead of talons instead of fingers and toes.
Dude.
I don't know if that gives me an innate weapon ability or not.
Claws are like I believe they're a passive weapon.
Imagine if I was an English lop and I used those to...
Middle? Dude, those are some friggin' ears.
Instead of even using his fist, he's...
You gain
Get
2
to-
natural attacks with your claws, each dealing 1d4 damage. That's plus your strength bonus.
Could you, since you got that up in front of you, scribble that in?
Like as an option for an
Like
attack?
as a in the weapon slot?
Are you going to use like a staff or anything?
Probably.
Okay, so I'll put it lower than that, okay?
Yeah.
So
But like in the third slot or second or
I'll
third
put it in the
slot.
third one.
Could be like the last resort.
Yeah. So the big number that you write goes in the little bubble, and then you put the modifier above. So, for example, 16 plus 1, you're just going to write a 17. And then that 17 is going to be a +2 modifier. Does that make sense? Okay, so that way that's how you automatically know what your modifier is. You want me to write it the right way so you can see what I mean?
Yeah.
I got an eraser right here. What are you looking for?
My pencil.
Is it this?
It's a zebra.
Oh,
Oh, you
you
have it.
handed it to me here.
Yeah, there you go. No, you can use it.
No, I got one right here. That's also
Well,
a zebra.
Here, you can use this to erase.
Dude, I think I found the
How do
video.
you
where
Put
I
in an
grabbed it to me.
appropriately sized hole over what you want to erase, and you'll erase just that and nothing around it.
Oh well, I don't think I'm gonna hurt anything, but okay. So
So, like, do it with one of these where I have like the ability
I just
gives
wanna...
me a +2. So redo.
Okay, so
Or you could just erase the whole thing and rewrite it.
I'm not gonna erase here. So that was, well, what was your intelligence was 18, right?
Yeah, it was 18 is what I rolled.
And then you have a +2, right?
Yes,
So
from
that's
my
gonna be-
race.
20,
Yeah.
and that's a plus.
18,
That's a +5.
Or is it +2? +5.
Yeah, so that's when you add your intelligence modifier to stuff. So 20, every 2 points past 10, you get +1.
Okay.
Does that make sense? To a maximum of +5.
Okay.
So for this example,
So this is
that is what
this is the value. This is how it modifies.
how it modifies your
Okay,
rolls. Yeah.
got it.
So this one, for example, is 11, right?
Right.
So what is that going to be?
That's going to be a 5.
You always round down.
round down. So 10 is what?
0.
0. So it's going to be at 0.
Yeah, it'll be a +0. 13.
That's +1.
Yeah. And then 13 again will be +1, right? $11 will be a +0. Right? And then this is 17.
Yes.
Right? So we're going to write 17. We can still leave that there. That's how you got that number.
Right.
And then you're going to have, what is it going to be?
Let's see. 16. So that's 0 +6. No, +3 because it's half.
That's right. There you go. That way, when you're playing, it's easier to understand the modifier.
Yeah.
And then these numbers you're gonna put.
You're
gonna add
transpose
to
them straight
after you
over.
do your proficiency.
Oh, right. I don't know
yeah.
that yet. So that's going to give those a bump.
But give those a bump, and it also applies to this here.
Right. So, yeah, I haven't figured out any proficiencies in my saving
No, you're good.
throws
Your
as of yet.
saving throws should be fixed. That's gonna be fixed to your class.
So what's the circle to fill in next to the saving throws then? How is that?
Oh, those are the ones you're proficient at. So,
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Proficiencies.
So that would be intelligence and wisdom. Or your
That
saving
comes from,
throws.
That comes from being a wizard.
Being just from being a wizard.
Okay.
So we know that it's intelligence,
Yeah.
right, and wisdom.
All right.
All these, unless does your race give you any?
Not in
saving throws. Okay, so then what we
just
can-
those two.
So what we do now is we will do the following. It's +0, +3, +1. What's your proficiency is going to be 2, right?
It's level 1. Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be +2. So your intelligence, geez, I'm crow, is +5, 6, 7, and then your wisdom is going to your wisdom is going to be +3, and charisma's +0. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then you're going to use the modifiers they say right beside each of these skills, and then you're going to add. You chose Arcana and Acrobatics.
So. Skills.
Oh, so you get 2 from here, and then you get 2 from your. You get whatever you get from your race separately.
So I already filled in Arcana, so I can.
You can fill that in. Yeah,
one from my race. So basically, I'm just going to fill in any 2.
You get these 2 from here, and then you get whatever your race allows on top of that.
My race allows any
other 2.
Any other 2.
So you get 2 more of your choice.
Right. So I get 4 total.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, 2 of them have to be from here.
Yes. So this is probably the easiest one to start with, because you only get to choose one other one from here. And then your other 2 just don't.
I don't have to worry about choosing from there or not.
Exactly. So Arcana is definitely one of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be 7 plus 7 for Arcana. And then you can figure. You kind of got the idea now.
Yeah.
Well, then you got yours. You may also take a crossbow if you want for range, but you have magic, so it's not like you need it. And cantrips, I don't think. Let me see. I think cantrips you can cast all the time. Well, maze, cut it out.
So as a wizard, do I have access to all cantrips at all times, or do I have to choose a certain set?
You choose at level 1. You'll have 3 known cantrips. You get to choose them, and they're basically permanent. At 3rd level, you'll get to learn a new one, and then at 10th level, you'll get a 5th one. For cantrips, that's the way that those seem to basically work. You also get 6 first level spells of your choice. And those will go into your spell book, which you might want to keep a separate sheet for that. I know the other one seems like it'll be good, but you're gonna run out of space.
Inadequate.
That will be better for the ones you have prepared.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like you can only prepare
prepared and known.
And versus your dictionary of spells.
Okay.
And then what you prepare is what you have available at your disposal that day. Mm-hmm. And your spell casting for that is preparing and casting. Wizard Table shows how many spell slots you have. So think of like a gun.
Yeah.
Think of like a revolver. Mm-hmm. Okay, a slot is literally a chamber.
Yeah.
Okay, of that revolver. Mm-hmm. You can fill it in with whatever bullets you want when you want to. Yeah. But once you're out of bullets, you're out of spells of that level.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that each bullet is encased with whatever spell you want that you've prepared. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. You prepare the list of wizard spells that are available for you to cast. To do so, choose a number of wizard spells from your spell book equal to your intelligence modifier plus your wizard level, minimum of 1 spell. So, intelligence is big, right? So you choose a number of wizard spells from your spell book equal to your intelligence modifier plus your wizard level. So theoretically, you can have every spell prepared of your first level magic.
Yeah.
Right. I believe cantrips don't need to be prepared. They're kind of always available. I'll double check all of that. Okay. And you can use higher level spell slots on lower level magic, and they just bump up the kind of damage or effect, if that's applicable. For example, if you're a 3rd level wizard and have 4 first level and 2 second level spell slots with an intelligence of 16, your list of prepared spells can include 6 spells from the 1st or 2nd level in any combination chosen from your spell book. If you prepare the 1st level spell Magic Missile, you can cast it using a 1st level or 2nd level slot. Casting the spell doesn't remove it from the list of prepared spells. Now, some spells, when you use higher slots, you add better effects to it. Like, I think Magic Missile you can throw in another D4 when you use a higher spell slot, depending.
When I prepare spells, those are the spells I have
to use until you do another long rest.
Right.
And you can then change them.
And then I've prepared them, but I haven't committed them to a level. Cast them.
Yes.
So once I go to cast it, then I can pick and choose which level.
Yeah, so that chamber is going to get bigger as you level up,
But
right? You
I
get
only
more.
have set number of casts at a certain level.
Yes.
Okay.
So that it'll get more complicated as you level. You can see why it helps to have the spells you know separate from your slots.
Right.
I mean, they tell you can write it in, right?
Right.
So in like cantrips, you can cast infinitesimally. You can cast them as much as you want, right? But so you could write your cantrips here.
So these are my slots.
Those are the levels.
Level slots.
Yeah.
Levels.
Now you could write all the spells you know, and you put a dark circle and circle in which ones are prepared. That is the way that is meant to be used.
I see.
Let me show you as an example.
Yeah, I mean.
You get it.
It's subtitled. Here.
Oh, okay, it is. All right.
Level spell.
So you could, but eventually it's
slots.
plausible that you might have more spells than there are places to write.
Oh, I see. So the big bar here, this is how many slots for this level and how many I've used.
Yeah.
Got it. And then I can check if it's
Prepared or not.
right.
So you could just use that
But
if you want.
I could have a spell, let's say magic missile here, but I could also have magic missile here.
No. You're just gonna, if you have it prepared,
Right.
you can expend a higher level slot and use magic missile. It'll make more sense. Let me pull up.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So if
I have magic missile here,
and
if I have a slot here, I can
use that,
check that off,
and then
and cast magic missile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll give you
So the spell is not bound by the level it's
only in one direction. A higher level slot can cast a lower level spell, but not the reverse. You can't use a level 1 slot to cast a level 4 spell.
Got it.
There's not like a weaker version of a spell.
Makes sense.
But to give you an example of what I mean by the amplification of a
Player
spell.
horn softer.
Player what?
Horn softer.
Let me find Moonbeam, Mirage. Some spells don't benefit from it at all to cast at a higher slot level. You know what I mean? But there are some that do. But there are some that do. Like to use Magic Missile as an example, because you've seen people use it from video games and stuff. Magic Missile, ready for it? When you cast the spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the spell creates one more dart for each slot above level 1. You get to throw 3 glowing darts that do 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its targets.
What's force damage?
It's like a passive element, so it's non-elemental, except for that specific thing, force. So anything that wants to... Not a lot of things are resistant to force.
So is it like a knockback? Does it push them around?
No.
What does it mean by force?
It's almost like it's a physical damage, but it's done through magic. For lack of a better term, and it's not of the 3 types that are used. Blunt, slashing, or piercing. It's its own thing.
I see.
It's just used as its own thing, because monsters can have resistances to things. Force is a very rare one. It's like Goku shooting a Kamehameha.
Right.
There's no element attached to that, right? So Magic Missile is the same concept. Sure, we'll go with that. So that's why Magic Missile is kind of popular. Now here's what's funny: you get 3 darts. If you use a
My
level,
grandma can gather energy faster than you.
So if you use Magic Missile, let's say you expend a level 9 spell slot.
Yeah.
You get to roll 9, 10, 11, 12 d4s of worth of probably unblockable, undodgeable damage, because magic missiles can't be dodged.
Yeah.
They hit everything they target every time. Yeah. That's why wizards, they don't hit hard, but they hit. And that sometimes is what makes or breaks, you know. And these darts all strike simultaneously, and you can direct them to hit one creature or several.
Nice.
So you can see now in your head, role-playing wise, or even in combat, why you might want to throw 12 magic missiles if you're, fighting a horde of enemies, and 4 or 5 of them are like 2 hit points from death.
It'd be like
you could pick all of them off without even them being able to dodge it.
It'd be like giant robo anime with all these missiles just flying everywhere.
Exactly. So that's an example of that.
Yeah.
And this applies to other spells as well. There are, and as a bit of meta, there are some spells that are just generic ones to always look into. Knock.
Yep.
Detect magic. And I think I said the other one before.
Probably.
Detect magic, and there was another one. Identify. So it lets you identify magic items. Those three are like, because you've never played a wizard before, those three are incredibly useful and incredibly mundane. The other thing, too, that you might want to invest in... What you looking for? I think two of them are at level 1 and one of them is at level 2.
NAC.
Knock.
Knock.
Identify. And detect magic. I can't. You'd be so surprised how many people play wizard for the first time and ignore those three. So those would be you know, they don't sound useful until you need them, and then it's like bypasses all kinds of problems.
Useful.
Oh yeah, they bypass everything. And here's the other thing too: ritual casting. So you can do a ritual. You can if you're not in combat, you can cast a spell as a ritual. It takes anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes, or however long it says the spell takes in the spell book. And you don't have to have it prepared. It'll still expand a slot, but you don't have to have it prepared.
Okay.
So do you need to have knock prepared? Probably not. Do you need to have identify or detect magic prepared? Not usually. But to have them at your disposal could be tantamount to actually getting out of a weird situation.
Right. Non-combat stuff.
Yeah. And apply that to other spells that you look at. You might go, well, I may not use this in combat, but will I use this a lot? I could see myself using this a lot. Or design it around your character's backstory. He's, Kenku are kind of like thievery, little shady dudes. Yeah. So knock makes sense. They also appraise things and like items of value.
This is a thievable item.
Identify makes sense. Detect magic is a generic wizard thing. There's no reason not to have that too. Or it could be thought of as he learned it through wanting to be good at appraising magic things. So there's all of these different dividers of how you can interpret, why you should learn this spell or why you should learn that spell. And as you level up, you'll learn more spells. So you basically get more spells for free through leveling up. You can also take spells and transcribe them that you find. You can find other wizard spell books. You can find scrolls, and you can learn magic through those means, and you can copy spells into your book, usually at a cost of time and resources. Components are technically a thing, but I tend to not worry about it until you get to the higher magic, where you want to summon this kind of a giant fireball thing. You're going to need rubies on you to do that. You're going to need consumable little trinkets to do that with. Again, it's all in the spell book. And so in components, some are physical, some the VSM is a big tell, like how you need to do it. They are, let me find it for you. What's up?
What determines what a character wears?
You can wear whatever you want. Are you talking about gear? Like armor? Or clothes? Well, clothes have no AC value. They don't add anything to your armor. So you can wear whatever you want, literally, until we start talking armor. And then armor dictates other things.
What would a monk wear?
Generally just clothes. Because they get bonuses for movement for not wearing armor. So if they are going to wear armor, it would be light armor, like leather. Never more anything heavier than chain, and that's pushing it. They benefit from wearing really no armor of any kind. So let me find it here. Yeah. Here we go. A cantrip is a spell that can be cast at will without using a spell slot and without being prepared in advance. So definitely carefully choose those.
Yeah.
Definitely take one of them being a damage type.
Okay.
Especially with reach or range. But don't let me dictate what you pick. But just those are things to keep in mind. So components. There are 3 types: V, S, and M. Verbal, somatic, material. Somatic would be hand hand gestures. So if you can't use your hands, there are certain spells. There's certain spells you can't cast. If you can't speak,
I think AMV Hell, and one of the segments was Naruto doing the gestures, but it's to the music hand jive. Everyone's doing the hand jive.
yeah.
No, there's definitely like.
Okay, so somatic is
Hand gestures.
Right.
Usually specifically hand gestures.
Verbal gestures and material.
Material requiring items from a spell component pouch or a spell casting focus. So that's something you need to add to your equipment is component pouch. Basic components we'll never keep track of. Things that require like a pearl, a diamond, the foot of a mummy. Nah, okay, fine, but you get my point, right? That we will have to keep track of. There would be a reason instead of taking gems and selling them. There's a reason now to hold on to them.
Yeah.
If you, it depends on how much you want to read into spells to double check before, but that is an option. However, spellcasting focus can be in place of a specific component. But you definitely now that's a 3.5 thing that using gems and stuff. I haven't read spells. I haven't played a 5th edition wizard myself, other than one for jokes much down the road. But I'm trying to think of a high level spell. Yeah, here we go. Component VSM, a diamond worth at least 1,000 GP, which the spell consumes. So in order to resurrect someone, you need a diamond, and you need access. Diamond. You need to be able to use V, S, or M. No, all 3 of those, I think. Yeah, all 3 of those. You touch a dead creature that has been dead for no more than a century that didn't die of old age, and that isn't undead. If the soul is free and willing, the target returns to life with all of its hit points. So you see the physical touch is you having to physically touch something. So there's a whole thing to that. Reverse gravity.
99-year-old cadaver.
Maybe. Reverse gravity. Components.
Back to life with all HP.
V, S, and M. A lodestone of iron fillings to do reverse gravity. That's a level 7 spell. Even for a cantrip, for example, requires V, S, or M, a miniature cloak. Okay, so you don't need to have it, but they're saying if you can't do the V or the S, you have to do the M, right? Okay. And let me double check that terminology first, but it's something. Some of these don't require a material like elemental weapon. That's a V and S. So let me just double check before we commit to that, or I get that mindset, you know. A spell's components are the physical requirements you must meet in order to cast each spell's description indicates whether it requires verbal, semantic, or material components. If you can't provide one or more of a spell's components, you are unable to cast a spell. Okay, so you'd have to be able to do all 3 if it shows 3.
Okay.
So those are your limitations.
Got it.
Okay, that makes more sense now that that's been said. So like some cantrips don't. I can't believe all cantrips would even have it, but let me see. Concentrate. Call lightning, 3rd level, right? Mm-hmm. All you need is concentration and up to 10 minutes to cast it, but it's only a V or an S. Burning hands only requires V or S, no material component. Calm emotions, again, V and S, right? Circle of death requires the powder of a crushed black pearl worth at least 500 gold pieces. So those are things you'll have to keep in mind. Cloud kill, 5th level conjuration spell, a V and an S. So not everything is going to require you to have a component. Does that make sense? But there are some things that are going to do that, like let's see. It. Magic Missile does not require any components other than V and S. So those types of things are usually good. Here is knock, for example, only requires verbal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's that. Infectious plague. A few grains of sugar, some kernels of grain, and a smear of fat. Light. A fire.
What was it again?
Insect plague.
Insect plague.
A few grains of sugar, some kernels of grain, and a smear of fat.
Huh.
Yeah, some of them were kind of goofy, but again, here's the thing.
It's almost like you're cooking.
If anything, here's the thing though,
Cooking up
Commander.
bugs.
Here's the thing to consider. Anything that doesn't have money attached to it comes for free in the components pouch. We're not going to keep track of it. You don't have to reload it.
Right.
Anything that says it costs money, you need to consider that.
Okay.
The higher level spells tend to have that. But you're going to find stuff like that, or you can buy them from shops and stuff to help you out. And this applies, I think, to every type of caster that is arcane based. So not monks or rather druids. It doesn't apply to druids or clerics. It really only applies to sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. And tricksters.
Okay.
If they learn a spell that requires it. So, and that's what makes Wizard fun, is you have to kind of balance act a lot of stuff. You'll need to do background for your character. That'll also give you possible free proficiencies.
Now,
I should have mentioned
what I found so far doesn't have background sections for Kenku.
No, background doesn't need to be racial. It's more of a, like, it could be let me find it here. In here. What page was that? I think I'm here. I am. Backgrounds like entertainer or folk hero or criminal or charlatan. You could be a charlatan. An acolyte works as well. And that background should help you with role playing your wizard to some degree. You don't have to follow it thoroughly, but a hermit is one. You also might want to get a scroll making kit, because I believe you can do scroll making. Well, that was something in the older versions, which was cool. I think there's still a way to do it. Let's see. Okay, they added it in because they totally forgot to do it when they released the game. Okay, check this out, Commander.
What's that?
You can create scrolls. You must have proficiency with the Arcana skill as well as the spell prepared/known and must have the material components required to cast the spell. Okay, the cost of the spell scroll is in gold required the time taken. Okay, so write this down as one of your abilities because I'll allow you to have it because I think the game can be broken for wizards if you don't really have this.
Okay.
What it allows you to do is it allows you to make scrolls. Scrolls, think of it like as a derringer.
Okay.
It's a one shot.
Uh-huh.
But you made it early on,
Yeah.
and it takes
I know how
time.
a scroll works.
No worries.
I don't know how to make a scroll.
Okay. So what it takes is the knowledge of the spell,
Yeah.
time,
Uh-huh.
and then gold cost.
All right.
So to do a first level or cantrip scroll, it'll take you 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
A cantrip scroll will be 15 gold pieces, and a first level scroll is 25 gold pieces. Why you would need to make a cantrip scroll is if you wanted somebody else to be able to use it who has Arcana as an ability. No reason to make a cantrip scroll as far as I'm concerned, because you can cast cantrips indefinitely, right?
Yeah.
But scrolls of higher levels, yeah. So the first level scrolls are like 1 day. Second level scrolls take 3 days of dedication to it. So if you rest for 12 hours, long rest is usually like several hours. Like you could say, argue a half day.
Mm-hmm.
That's half a day towards finishing that scroll because that's what you're doing in your off time.
So you don't have to do it consecutively.
You can
break it up.
Yes.
Okay.
And okay, so first level scroll is 25 gold pieces. Second level takes 3 days and it's 250 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
This amps up very quickly. A third level scroll is 1 week, 500 gold pieces. Fourth level, 2 weeks, 2,500 gold pieces. Fifth level, 4 weeks, 5,000 gold pieces. 8 weeks for level 6, 15,000. It gets ninth level is 48 weeks. It's almost a year.
Yeah.
And 250,000 gold pieces.
So the gold.
So
What can
those
you sell it for?
probably half that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not a way to make money at all.
No, and then you have to be at the level to cast it anyway. But the point is that level 9 spells are god tier wizard spells.
Yeah.
They are insane what they can do. Some of them are kind of dumb when you look at it and go, that's a level 9 spell, really? That's kind of dumb. But like Wish is like the most broken spell in all of D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Wish is the mightiest spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality in accord with your desires. The basic use of this spell is to duplicate any other spell of 8th level or lower. You don't need to meet any requirements in that spell, including costly components. The spell simply takes effect. Alternatively, you can create one of the following effects of your choice. You create an object of up to 225,000 gold pieces in value that isn't a magic item. The object can be no more than 300 feet in any dimension, and it appears in an unoccupied space you can see on the ground. You allow up to 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points, and you and all effects on them described in the Greater Restoration spell. You grant up to 10 creatures that you can see resistance to a damage type you choose. You grant up to 10 creatures you can see immunity to a single spell or other magical effects for 8 hours. For instance, you can make yourself and all of your companions immune to a Lich's life drain attack. You undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any roll made within the last round, including your last turn. Reality reshapes itself to accommodate the new result. For example, a wish spell could undo an opponent's successful save, a foe's critical hit, or a friend's failed save. You can force the reroll to be made with advantage or disadvantage, and you can choose whether to use the reroll or the original roll. You're able to achieve something beyond the scope of the above examples. State your wish to the GM as precisely as possible. The GM has great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. This spell might simply fail. The effect you desire may only be partially achieved, or you may suffer some unforeseen consequence as a result of how you worded the wish.
Some monkey's paw.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. If you don't word it in a very specific way, the DM can dismantle it and do what to be.
Make me a lasagna.
Ninth level illusion, weird. Drawing on the deepest fears of a group of creatures, you create illusionary creatures in their mind, visible only to them. Each creature in a 30-foot sphere centered on a point of your choice within range must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, a creature becomes frightened for the duration. The illusion calls on the creature's deepest fears, manifesting its worst nightmares as an...
Is that still Wish or something else?
This is a different level 9 spell.
What's it called?
Weird.
Huh.
At the end of each of the frightened creature's turns, they must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 4d10 psychic damage.
Damn.
And usually a level 9 spell, your DC is going to be high. It's already high. Your intelligence is through the roof. But you can see how these are very powerful. And that has no components other than voice and hand motion. So, you know, Wish is like the big one that time stop. You briefly stop the flow of time for everyone but yourself. No time passes for other creatures while you take 1d4 plus 1 turns in a row, during which you can use actions and move as normal. Fireball, 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 fireball. And they wake up and time moves again, and there's like 7 fireballs like fly, like the size of like, you know, little globes like right in their face. You know, it's as the wizard class is creative as you truly can make it. Mm-hmm. True polymorph. Choose one creature or non-magical object that you can see within range. You transform that of the creature into a different creature. The creature into a non-magical object, or the object into a creature. The object must be neither worn nor carried by another creature. The transformation lasts for the duration, which is up to 1 hour, or until the target drops to 0 hit points and dies. If you concentrate on the spell for the full duration, the spell lasts until it's dispelled. So you can turn a dragon into a bunny rabbit for 1 hour if it fails the test. So you can see why those are very... You don't get a lot. You'll never have more than 4 casts of a level 9 spell, but a lot of them take time to cast. Some of them one action, some of them are almost ritualistic based on how long they take to cast, but they're also incredibly powerful. They're also going to be they're not always going to be like damage dealing. There, I think, are 2 level 9 spells that deal damage. Storm of Vengeance. You storm clouds form centering on a point you can see and spreading to a radius of 360 feet. Lightning flashes in the area, thunder booms, and strong winds roar. Each creature under the cloud no more than 5,000 feet beneath the cloud, when it appears, must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d6 thunder damage and becomes deafened for 5 minutes. Round 2. Acidic of the storm. Acidic rain falls from the cloud. Each creature and object under the cloud takes 1d6 acidic damage. This is a 360-foot long cloud and size cloud.
That's as big as the plane now.
360 feet?
Easily. Because each square.
Oh, you mean like each square being 5? Yeah. Oh yeah. So you could put this over an army,
right?
Basically.
I mean, it's going to capture
everyone.
My party as well.
Wizards have to think about that kind of stuff.
Yep.
If you're an evil wizard, casualties sometimes happen. But no, I'm kidding. But round 3, you call
when you hired me on.
You call 6 bolts of lightning from the cloud to strike 6 creatures or objects of your choice beneath the cloud. You have to concentrate during this entire time. Mm-hmm. But you can see how 10d6 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Hailstones rain down from the cloud. Each creature under the cloud takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Rounds 5 through 10. This pain just continues. Each creature takes 1d6 cold damage. Gusts of freezing rain assail from the area under the cloud. The area becomes difficult terrain and is heavily obscured. Each creature there takes 1d6 cold damage. Ranged weapon attacks in the area are impossible. The wind and rain count as severe distractions for the purpose of maintaining concentration on spells. Finally, gusts of strong winds ranging from 20 to 50 miles per hour automatically disperse fog, mist, and similar phenomena in the area, whether mundane or magical.
So it's like a big fuck you to the entire game board.
Yeah, pretty much. Or like, again, some campaigns you have a big battle going on, or you are trying to breach a castle. Well, a fortress, if you will. What would you do? Cast that over their castle. And, yeah, they would just be having a bad day. So, yeah, I mean, and then you're doing necromancy, I believe. And because of that, there's necromancy cantrips exclusive to you. You might want to look at that too. But yeah, level 9 spells are pretty epic in their
So
scope.
you said there's an ability that you're going to let me have?
To make
Oh,
scrolls.
to make scrolls?
Yeah. So you may want to like find the little cheat sheet for that and then print it out, or I can make it for you. And then you only need to worry about it when you can use spells of those levels.
Okay.
You also for the cost, if they use components, you need to have those components too. And they get infused into the spell. So if it takes a ruby, you have to have a ruby on you. Yeah, there's not a lot of level 9 spells. That's the one thing that's very... Prismatic Wall is another one. And the different, I believe, colors do different things. Power Word Heal. 9th level spell. A wave of healing energy washes over a creature you touch. I think that's... Oh, Power Word Kill. Level 9. You only need your voice. One action. You utter a word of power that can compel one creature you see within a range to die instantly. If the creature you choose has 100 hit points or fewer, it dies. Otherwise, the spell has no effect. You just look at it and go, die! And it just dies.
Grasp heart.
So, yeah. Some of those level 9 spells are funny as fuck. And they're interesting. But, like anything, you really have to think about what you think you might be valuable to your wizard, and what your wizard actually comes across and learns. Mm-hmm. When you level, you get to choose, but that's it. And then the only way to learn other spells is to find them.
Okay.
Or be taught them. You can go to places in towns, and maybe there's a wizard there or somebody, a local, who will teach you how to use spells. Or if you fight another wizard in combat, don't set them on fire. That spellbook might be kind of useful, right? Because you can transcribe from his spellbook into yours. You could even invest in money to make a second spellbook in case your first spellbook gets destroyed. Because then you're stuck with only the spells you've prepared. It's really rare. It's kind of a dick DM move, but it can happen. There are events that could cause that to take place depending on various factors. What those factors are, I'm not at liberty to discuss.
So, you said my spellbook could be destroyed?
Yeah. And anybody's spellbook can be destroyed.
Right.
Usually it would take you being very... not being careful with it or leaving it somewhere.
Careless?
Yeah, it would require you to do something incredibly...
Stupid,
yeah. Or you would have to provoke something to immediately think to do that. Like, in this book... I have the spell that will end you. And then the evil sorcerer looks at you and goes, really? And then there goes your spellbook. Because,
I dropped my spellbook so I can equip my...
crossbow.
My staff.
To be fair, a lot of people, when they think of spellbooks, you wear them like a satchel. That's the binding is attached to like a thing you can sling over your shoulder. Right. That's how, or sometimes I remember when I played a wizard one time, I played Evil Wizard, and I wore a belt, and it was hooked to a chain, the book, and it would dangle at his side, but and it has a lock on it, so the blade didn't fly around. So there's different ways you can interpret how to keep it. You could be that pertinent and hold on to it. For role-playing purposes, could you lose it? Yeah, it's a little easier to lose. But that's just, again, it's like, as a DM, I'll tell you this, if you're a good DM, orcs are not going to think to take away your magic book. Okay? And besides, you've got spells prepared anyway. They might just think it's porn for all they care. Smarter villain and characters, they'll know what it is, but they know it's useless to just take it from you. Because again, you have spells prepared. So you probably want to look at like a thing to carry scrolls around in, as well as you can talk about how your spellbook is somehow attached to your person, if you wanted to. Because if you don't, I'm just assuming you're carrying it around with you. Some people say when they open their spell book, it floats on its own. I'm willing to allow stuff like that. That's fine. Well, your spell book floats to you like Thor's hammer. No. That's ridiculous.
Why not?
Because that would require enchanting the book to teach it that. That would be funny. I think there was
It'd
a...
be like Doctor Strange's cape.
Kinda. That would be cool. Doctor Strange's cape. You can actually create that cape.
Spellbook with teeth that bites the
Bite.
that holds it.
By saying that. So this crow only has one hand always available to it because the other one is just... The book is just teeth bitten into his hand. It's a shame it only knows level 1 spells. Or the higher level the book, the more spells in the book, the more teeth it has. Right now, it just gums you with little tiny little teeth. Good girl. So yeah, and you're welcome to ask me any questions about a spell or about a technicality with a spell, how you would want to use a spell. That's the other thing about wizards. You have permission to be as creative as you can think. You know what I mean? If you want a magic missile to come out of your ass, I mean, I guess if you flex your cheeks, that counts as the hand component, right? Or you spank your ass, and then that's the physical shoot. You know, it's as creative as you want it to be. So if you want to shoot raise scorching ray, you can straight up come out of your eyeballs if you want.
Get some Michael Jackson hip thrusts.
I'm sorry, Nate. Did I startle you? So yeah, you could do that too. So don't again, never feel limited by like the spell's interpretation. You always know what the spell. One cheat too is to when you learn a spell, when you put the name of the spell, you can write like the damage and range next to it, how you calculate that on the list. But you kind of want to know what it says. Does that make sense? Like, okay, Ray of Frost, right?
So that's like a description as well.
You might want to read the description. You don't need to keep it memorized. You just want to know, like, some of these say specifically what you need to do to make it work. Some of them are very vague and they don't say fucking anything. So let me find like Ray of Frost. That is like
That's the abbreviation VMC.
VMC is like voice, moving, and components. Cost. Yeah, that's another good way to look at it. But keep in mind, not everything that
voice.
movement.
No, there's like a weird name for it. Word for it.
Oh, they used it in here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Whatever. I got it. Somatic.
Right, VSC.
VSM. Verbal, somatic, and material. Those are the ones you gotta think about. Where is Ray? Oh, here they are. Ray of Frost. A frigid beam of blue-white light streaks towards a creature within range. Okay? Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, it takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. The spell's damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level. So, Ray of Frost is not a bad cantrip. But it just says a beam of blue-white light. It doesn't say where it comes from. It just comes from the wizard. It could. It could come from your eyeball. It could come from your sphincter. That's the joke I was trying to make about.
My eyeballs are black and blue for a beam of frost.
Yeah, totally.
So, two feature forecasting.
Excuse me.
Spellcasting.
Use what you drawing. Is this your monk? He looks pretty good. He looks like he's about to beat some bros up.
Yeah.
I like him. Is he going to be small or medium?
Child.
Okay, so he's going to be small. And you're going with the
Medium, but child.
Okay, so you're going with the
Like,
Heron, right?
I don't know. I'm just drawing.
Oh, because that also could be a tabaxi.
Yeah, I kind of drew it like that.
No, it could be either. No, nothing wrong with either option. There are rabbits that have spots on them.
Yeah. Did you see? I wanted to give him cool shit on his ears and all around his eye.
Yeah. So go for it. Great. Do you have a name?
That's Ludus.
Ludus? How do you spell it? That'll be good. Ludus the Haragon monk, right? Then you just need to think by.
He's just a little.
Oh, I love him already.
But I'm not using him for this one. I'm using him for the carnival one.
Mm.
So you can be a little rascal.
Are you gonna be a druid for a bowl?
Yeah, I think I might.
Or do you want to look at the races again? And here, I'll give you this, because you're so creative. If you go through the monster manual and see something you'd like to make, as long as it's not ridiculous and you can justify how to make it, and I can reverse engineer it, then I will allow it. But you need to know by next Thursday, so I can sit down and try to figure the mechanic out over that weekend. Okay?
No, by when?
Thursday, but that means you got to go through the monster manual without looking at stats and stuff. Just look at the pictures, okay? I trust you to do that. And since you don't know what most of that jargon means, I know it's relatively. But it has to be a humanoidistic entity. Does that make sense?
Okay. So,
I guess
pain recovery. Spell slot. Once per day, when you finish a short rest. Oh, that's a short rest.
Mm-hmm. You can recover spells.
Right.
But it's only once a day.
Slots. Fine. None of the slots can be 6th level or higher.
Mm-hmm.
But that's on a short rest.
A long rest gives you everything.
Everything. Okay.
But the idea is that you're not interrupted. I mean, you can be, but...
With Arcane Recovery, I can make a small recovery.
Yes.
If I don't have access to a full long rest.
What's wrong with me? We're not giving you enough attention. Get it. Papa loves you, yeah. So does Mama. So does Uncle Sean, yes.
Bro, you just doxed?
Hmm?
Doxed?
I said his first name before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the last name we don't want to say. Are you making your grung? Oh, it looks fucking great already. I already see this being great.
I want to go really tiny body.
Okay. They are tiny.
Yeah, but like his head's big.
Yeah, go for it. And then there's even a space on the character sheet to draw him, I believe.
Alright, so...
Yeah,
Are
right
you
there.
sure I can't play as baby?
Which one?
Baby.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, no. All that the
man,
nerds...
She's got spunk.
I know, but all the nerds in that Nerds campaign are just playing their own classes. They're not even a racial trait.
That's fork open.
It's a knife.
Oh,
There is an unopened fork.
here's another.
I think so. Yep. A spork.
Oh.
Wait, what's up? Well, that's right. You did end up buying it. That's your book. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't have two of these. You ended up buying one, yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you want me to try to grab the fucking cake?
I'm gonna grab the cake.
Okay.
We have a knife.
So...
We'll take a look at it. Hand me the cake.
Do I know all of the spells?
What?
I know.
You have access to any for your three.
I have access to all of them, but I can only prepare.
No, you have to learn them.
Okay, so.
So you either,
How
but
many
what,
spells do I start off having to learn?
you is how many cantrips it says in the cantrip row.
Oh,
Yep.
it's probably because I'm getting squished.
Yeah, that's from it getting squished.
I know 3 cantrips at level 1.
And then you know 6 first level spells. That's on the second page. There, the second full page, right there.
Spell. First level. Containing 6. Spells. Okay. Ability. And then I learn more spells by leveling.
When you level, you get to choose. Let's see the spell list. There, the list of casts. When you level, when do you learn your first, second level spell? Level 3, I think. And how many
I
does it
get
say?
my second,
You get 2
third
spells,
level.
right?
Cantrips stay the same. I get
every
2
time you get a new slot, you get to pick a new spell.
spell slots.
Every time I believe you level up a spell slot,
Uh-huh.
you can choose a new spell to learn. I can double check that for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna read into that a
Okay.
bit, but yeah, I believe it's something like that.
Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob.
So at level 2, I get a
Oh, you little
one
sneak.
more spell slot at first level.
And then you could pick another, I believe, another first level spell
Okay.
of your choice. I have to double check that, but I believe that is true.
Like, who got that knife?
Hmm?
Whose knife is that?
It's one I put in there a long time ago.
Okay, so nobody else touched it?
No. Okay. Ready?
Well, that's a plate. That's a plate. Oh, napkin's a plate?
Yeah. Don't get on player sheet.
Severely don't know how to cut things into thirds.
I was only gonna take. Should have opened this when Brian was here. Get it easier.
Does he eat?
Sometimes. Yeah, he's a little weird with what he eats, but wait. Go in there and get some.
Bowl.
Alright, Commander. I want you to reach over and grab some. This is from Nomad Bakery. We.
Like cross between a carrot cake and a coffee cake.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long move.
Does it say what kind of cake it is?
No.
The bottom of your.
It just says Nomad Bakery.
This is Nomad.
We got this and like 4 bags of little pastries with the bakery. The baked goods too good to go. So we're like, whoa, a whole cake? More. If you want more, I'll cut that one in half. It's not bad.
Actually, kind of rich. I think this will be enough.
It is very rich, almost buttery in a way.
Very creamy.
Pretty creamy. But yeah, like I said, if you have questions, Wizard is one of the harder classes to play because you have to plan a lot ahead. You have to. Your casting is limited, hence why the scroll making is such a useful skill. And why I think warlocks and wizards especially should have access to it. Sorcerers, it doesn't make sense because their magic is like from their body. You know what I mean? It's not like an incantation or like something they memorize. They throw fireballs like Scorpion does in
What are you doing, man?
Mortal Kombat.
What are you doing? You see this dog?
Maze, what is it? You can't have any cake. You barked at Uncle Brian. No cake for you. This was the 4th piece. Now, all of your family's going to have to eat it instead.
It'd make my lips tickle. No, like, I mean, I like the taste. Just
It's that richness.
why do I make my lips tickle, man?
And then you have all that other stuff that Ken Cause can do or whatever. So like the mimicry and things like that. So that can play into what spells you choose as well.
Actually got some cool things. Expert duplication, Kenku recall, and mimicry.
Kenku recall, what is that?
You make an ability check using any skill in which you have proficiency and give yourself advantage on the check before rolling the d20.
Well, that's pretty good.
Give yourself advantage in this way a number of times equal to your proficiency in all expended uses when you finish a long.
Well, there you go. So you pretty much literally get to re-roll all your proficiencies. That's pretty killer. Ugh. So that's pretty cool. What was the other one again?
Let's see,
Memory?
you read expert duplication. When you copy writing or traffic produced by yourself or someone else, you have advantage on any ability checks you make to produce an exact duplicate.
They make really good rogues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty. And then there was a memory one.
The Kenku recall, that's the first one I read.
Oh, okay.
But mimicry
Oh, mimicry.
is the one
It
I
makes
asked
it
you about
avoid.
earlier.
Yeah. You want another? You want to split this?
Basically a supreme liar bird.
Yep. They make good bard too.
Go ahead, Sean. Eat the last piece. It's fine.
I can do
You kidding. It wasn't too bad though. For I think it probably cost like $15.
for the whole Too Good To Go package.
No. Though it was 5, I think, or 6,
How
Okay.
much?
and it came with the cake, and it came with like 4 other pastries.
What would a grung wear? Like mines? Wood?
They can wear clothes. I mean, Grung could wear kind of anything you can put your mind to.
Didn't we fight a bunch of grug
No.
No.
in the previous?
Bollywogs.
Bollywogs. So, like, sometimes they wear nothing.
Sometimes I wear nothing.
You know, little bits, they can wear little armors, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could technically make something like that. He's got a little like little hula skirt. Yeah. There's somebody's that they made right there. There's a cute one. Look at that one, Meek.
That looks like the fucking turtle.
Yeah, kinda. Here's a detailed one. Look, he's got like a little thing on there. There's a good looking one.
Oh my god.
Duh. There's somebody taking it a little extreme. There is a photoshopped one that you might like.
That's what I imagine Bullywog looking like.
You could make one that looks like this if you wanted to. A grung could be a very loose term too. What you visually want to do. Oh, here you go, sweetie. Here's one. So there's grung up here, and then these are bullywogs down here. There's the difference. Grung.
Frog versus toad.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There's a grung. That's a cute one, right? There's a scary looking grung. So serious. There is somebody's fantasy of a grung.
Whoa.
There's somebody's grung thought. Here's your grung with a horn. You're going doo doo. Look. You can do that. Yeah, so it's whatever you can put your mind to. If you want them to be naked, they can be naked. Oh, somebody made a death grung.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a little much. Oh, look at this guy. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna steal your wallet.
Got the core grug.
Yeah. Cheerleader grung. Gabby grung. Oh, look. Kai's character.
Pepe the frog.
Pepe grung. Whoa.
Dear God.
There's your barbarian grung. Samurai grung. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this one. Wealthy grung. A grung wizard. In a suit and top hat.
Huh.
That's pretty good, actually. There's yours. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, whatever you want. It's within reason. Like, this is not a grung. This is somebody saying beautiful female grung. Does that look like a grung to you? Oh, you can't see it, right?
Grung and shining.
It's a grung and shining something.
Let me see it.
That does not look like a grung. This is what a grung looks like. This is what they said is their beautiful grung.
No.
Yeah, no. The pissed off redheaded grung. Beefs.
Whoa.
Howl's moving grung. Basically, it's pretty good. Fat grung paladin. He ate too many flies. All right.
Mayfly season.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
It was.
Oh, it was.
I ate too many flies and got fat.
Naked woman grung. That I did not need to see in my life.
But
You
now
don't need
you
to see a
have.
naked woman in your life.
Naked grung woman.
Oh. Let me see. It's not a grung though.
Yeah, I know. Some people take it. They do make grung minis though. Look.
Ooh.
There's booty grung. There's some whorish grungs right there. The grung sisters. Horrifying too. Oh, it's a bard grung that plays a little drum. A lot of grung monks. I see a lot of that. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end the stream because there's going to be a lot of research that goes into the rest of their characters. We know for a fact we've got a gnome paladin, or no, a gnome barbarian who's going the route of the giant. You're going to... Giant gnome, yeah. You're going to be a wizard that is
wizard,
Kenku.
Kenku, raven kind of creature.
And then you're
Humanoid.
probably looking into necromancy.
Well, most likely going to be necromancy.
You're probably going to, knowing you, you're going to read all of them.
I'm going to read up, on all of them.
Yeah, and see
Pick
which...
out the one I like the most.
And then there's the ones from the expanded stuff, as long as it's...
Thematically, I like necromancer so far.
Okay. And Meeps is kind of torn between a couple different ones, and then she's curious about other things. Because now she kind of wants to save certain ones for other things. Because she's thinking of the adventure versus just playing what she wants to play.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want it to be dwarfed because it's not a campaign that supports it.
Right.
Which I totally understand. It's like, why play a grung if you're going to be in the desert? Or you don't know what your surroundings are going to be? Because then you can't survive, because grung have to be submerged in water 1 hour a day. And if they don't, they suffer 1 fatigue. If they get 6 fatigue, they die. They just die. Now, a grung sorcerer is a little bit more flexible because they can create water. They can dig a hole, create water, and then sit and sleep in it. That is viable, but then there's also a book like this.
Sleep and shit in it.
Yeah, really. But I was thinking of pulling out, if this goes well with the Tales from Yawning Portal, if this goes well, I'm going to pull out the one that's seafaring at some point. And then a grung makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Right? Or any of the other...
Is salt water okay?
Yeah. Any type of water does not specify. And then there's other classes that are like water functional. There's also a lot of outdoor. So you don't have to be water functional. You can be like the Eagle Man class. But I know there's there's even Triton as a race in this game. So somebody may just to mid-max want to play that. Right? Because they get I don't think they get breathe underwater, but they get or lizard folk is one. They get hold breath. They can hold their breath for a long time. And then there are, where are they? There's sea elf. They get friend of the sea, keen senses, trance. Elf, child of the sea, as benefits dark vision. Where is the one I was? Triton. They are straight up amphibious. Control, air and water, dark vision, emissary of the sea, guardian of the depths. So if she's going to play a grung, there's also water genocide as well. They're also amphibious, so those might be classes y'all would want to play. You might want to think about, because they're not going to apply to adventures that much outside ones that have watery areas, if that makes sense. And especially if you want to experiment with that kind of thing.
There he is. There's my board.
Lotto.
Lotto.
I love him. He's great. Wild magic. Sorcerer. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be fun. And you gotta think of his personality.
He's gone mad, bro.
He's what?
He's gone mad.
He's gone mad. So yeah, maybe you'll just have to think of a class that you want to play. And a race. Are you still thinking, so you're not gonna think of monk, druid, or sorcerer, because you got characters you kinda in your mind of those.
Right, Ludus is
And rogue as well, right? For that matter?
Yeah.
So what classes are left? Let's see. Barbarian, there's bard, there's cleric, fighter, paladin, ranger. You could not, regardless of what anybody says, if you're clever enough with ranger, you can make it work. But I would say ranger is like a hard mode class. Warlock and wizard. Now, warlock meeps is a caster, but they have more survivability. Their magic, I think, is charisma. I want to say, but that's up to you. But that leaves ranger, paladin, fighter, cleric, and bard. And artificer. I don't think you're that interested in artificer, right? Did any of those other ones sound interesting? Maybe bard?
Yeah, I've got your bard right here.
Baby?
Maybe.
Does he fart his songs out? Does she fart her songs out?
No. I'm kind of going for like a horny one brain cell.
A horny one brain cell. So it just goes.
Yeah. You tell me that wouldn't do that.
And that somehow makes things want to have sex with it. Right? And it changes colors. As soon whenever something's having sex with it, it turns pink. In color. Normal color is like blue or green. Fortunately, there is no nerd race in D&D. But we can look up other things that are not of the main list of races and see if there's something there that appeals if these things do not. Okay? There's lots of things here. You could be a centaur. You thought about a Duger.
That's the exact same as fucking Brian's rock gnome, though, bro.
No, they're dwarves.
Oh my god! Turn the screen towards Sean. Look,
They're like the equivalent of a dark elf.
There's Brian's character on the left. Nick wants me to make the one on the right and says it's completely different.
Deep gnome, Drugar.
Drugar are dwarves whose ancestors were transformed by centuries of living in the deepest of the Underdark.
And a deep gnome is the same thing, but gnome.
Deep gnomes are Vivin Neblin, are natives to the Underdark and are suffused with the subterranean realm's magic.
So yes. It's, either way, they spent too much time in a deep dark hole.
Yep. But technically, no. Oh, he's a rock gnome. He's not a deep gnome. He's a rock gnome.
Oh, my bad.
No, thanks.
How did your character first come into contact? Tried to pick the pocket of a mage.
Wait, what?
How did your character first come into contact with magic? Tried to pick the pocket of a mage.
Use it. That's canon.
How did he discover you had the aptitude for it?
The wizard told him so.
Understood what he was doing.
You mimicked what he did, and you were able to do, and you realized you could
There
do
you
it
go.
too.
Yeah, you watched Edgar Allan Poe get fucking down.
Do you have natural talent, or did he simply study hard and practice incessantly? No, I bullshitted him by copying it exactly.
There you go. Go. I do it. Fucking A. Means what about a turtle?
Or turtle.
What else is here? Kender.
Oh. Or you encounter a magical creature or an ancient stone that taught you the basics of magic. I duplicate, copy, expert duplication, a fireball scroll exploded in my face.
Whatever you want, man. I dig it.
It's like, oh, I can do this. As a wizard, gain following his feet. Hit dice 1d6 per level.
Look at this, dude. Be a catfish. You could pick from here. Book of Ebontides, Bearfolk, Dark Hall,
Maybe.
Quick Step, Arena, resembling hedgehogs. They have +2 Dex, +1 Wisdom or Charisma, Dark Vision, Hardy, Spines.
Yeah, I'll make a blue one.
Oh shit! You'll name him Ironic. No, I'm kidding. You could do this. Ratatosk. These squirrel beings are called Ratatosk. Have grown
What
bored.
do you mean?
What? You being sweet. What about this, Meeps? Shadow Goblin.
Good, I'll go from being a goblin to a shadow goblin.
Dark Vision, Quick Wit, Shadow Camouflage, Stink Eye, Sunlight Sensitivity, and Unseelie Blessing. Ugh. Umbral Human. The Disembodied. We're going to save these for the Humblewood setting. Ravenfolk.
Yeah, there you go. He'll be a Cancun, I'll be a Ravenfolk.
You'll both just stare each other down. Caw!
Claw at each other.
But we don't understand each other's cause because you speak Cancun, I speak Ravenfolk.
I've got Orin as my racial.
Doesn't mean I would.
Right, I don't know what yours is.
Yours would be Crow, hers would be Raven.
So close and so far.
Yep.
We see somebody drop birdseed. We both fall into the trap. It's up to one gnome to save us all. He's high as fuck.
This one would be cute. A Ratatosk squirrel thing. +2 dexterity, -2 strength, dark vision, grounded celestial, sharp tusks, and then
What?
telepathic.
What?
What? Oh, you want a piece? Oh, do you want a piece, sweetie?
You beat on the dirty ground.
Miss, you want to play? You want to be a dragon? Oh, you want to be a shadow goblin? Give the stink eye. Why are you shaking? Are you mad that all the cake is gone?
Serious.
She is the fury of 1,000 suns. My cake, she says, my cake. You eat all your cake. Did you eat all your cake? Oh no, we did. Because you were barking at Uncle Brian. We don't allow that.
She's been licking.
Thanks. Thanks for telling me so late.
What?
Oh, you're
I told you
shaking.
earlier too. Before I give you handsy, I told you.
God.
So I was gonna have to do some mouthwash later.
Yup. What is it, Miss?
What? You want to hang out with Unky Plunge?
I think she does.
Want to go prevent him from filling his character sheet?
Well, basically, we all have 2 weeks. You guys all have 2 weeks to work on it. This needs to be ready by 2 weeks from now. Plenty of time. And I'll help you, Neves.
It's fucked up. Racial passes.
Oh, racial classes or races that are the nerds, right? Yeah, I actually agree. I thought that when we were getting them. So for anybody wondering, there was a special.
We're still streaming?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
There was a special event that went out, and it was called. It was like a collaboration of Dungeons and Dragons and the Nerds Candy. If you're familiar with the Nerds Candy mascot, which are these cute little round dudes, basically, right?
So I drew one.
Yeah, you drew one. And they came in all the different colors that the Nerds Candy come in. And they did, if you bought, for every box of candy you had a receipt for, you got a free piece of a campaign. You got a singular nerd character who had a one-off quest. He had one singular quest. And then what we would do over the course of collecting all 6 nerds is once you collected all 6 of the nerd campaigns, for one of them playing each different class, the final bonus was you got like a little mini campaign. So the idea is that you can play with 6 players and 1 DM, but every nerd has its own little 30-minute adventure. Basically.
I can play as an Oompa Loompa, but I can't play as a nerd.
Wait, what? What's the Oompa Loompa? The fuck? Where did you find that?
I see. Is that like the classic Oompa Loompa? Yeah, it is. It's totally a D&D book, isn't it?
It's somebody who emulated one.
You just... I'll allow it.
All right, Mish, you want to play as an Oompa Loompa? Oompa Loompa, Oompa Lap. Here comes a dragon. Oh, crap. What do you get when you steal from a lich? He will kill you like a cheap bitch.
I'll play.
As a nerd. There's no way to make that.
Got ginger snap.
As a class? That must be from that same campaign, this Wonka campaign that you found.
No.
No. So we're gonna stop the stream because basically Commander's just figuring out the rest of his character, and Meepsa is gonna do some more research to figure out what she wants. Oh, somebody made their own 3D printable D&D grunk, D&D nerds. That's cool.
Nice.
We gotta find those and get Scotty to print those out for us. So thanks for stopping by, guys. We won't keep you any further. So thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.